morning, earlier than usual, everybody. As always, this is WhaleWatch. I'm Nicholas. That's Anthony. That's Tucker. We got a new show structure moving forward. We're going to start each day that we're live half an hour earlier, so we have a little bit of time before market open to look at some open interest changes, look at some prior day flow, maybe a little bit of how futures are moving in the overnight session, which seems to be kind of back in an upward trajectory. So I doubt SPY's going to get smoked, but maybe if you guys are killing it in your longs the last few days, you're going to be buying a lot of smoke. I don't know what you guys do with your money. But hey, how's your guys' weekend? What are we working with today?
Well, gassed. We had to get up at 6 yesterday. I had a baptism to go to, and I'm beat from that. It was like 3-hour drive.
You're finally baptized?
Not me. Not me, Tucker.
No. I see you as like a newborn, so
Born again, baby. He's a born again Anthony. I don't know how to. You did have that thumbnail the other day where he's my children 4 times over. So I guess we got that going for us. But shit, all right out the gate. Unless Tucker has any spicy news from the weekend.
No.
All right.
Come on.
Let's
in the basement.
We actually have basements in Texas, really, because there's so much limestone in Austin that you can't really reliably dig down like that, so people just don't have basements.
There were 8 tornadoes in our state over the Friday.
There's not much.
Yeah, Friday was crazy.
Minnesota got shit on, Iowa got shit on, Illinois got shit on, Michigan got shit on. In March there were like 120 tornadoes total or some shit. What? Very hail and tornado heavy late winter, early spring. But now that we've rolled in here, let's go ahead and start diving some open interest. Anthony, I know you check this every now and again, and you have your own filter. What are you working with?
So I got to kind of tune them down a little bit. I was supposed to do that this weekend, but, kind of got a little busy. But, the filters are pretty much set up just like the regular flow feed there. I have my ask side, my bid side filter, just kind of some basic premiums, not looking for anything heavy multi-leg. 150 days out just because, not super deep in the money, but
just because.
Just because. What I like to do when I'm looking for like the open interest, so obviously your big changes are one of the main things you like to look at. I like to look at what that previous total volume was for the previous day. That way you'll be able to catch the big whales that are putting on. So like the TGS flow from Friday, I almost said yesterday. TGS flow from Friday here. You can see
TGS
all of
Fridays.
Yeah, close, very close. Hey,
yeah,
might get
funny.
Somebody
It was a good joke.
Desist there. Might get somebody a cease and desist there. Keep that up. But,
sponsorship?
We don't have any TGI Fridays left by me, so find a different one. But like these.
Keep going. I got a speck of something in my coffee, and I don't know if I want to drink it. I'm gonna go see what that is. Be right back.
Just try it.
Try it.
Hey, it's Monday. Why not? So like this one had 2 days of open interest increases here. So you had Thursday into Friday, then Friday into today. And if you're looking at it by that total previous volume, you can kind of pick out maybe if it's a large whale on the trade so on there instead of just kind of doing it by open interest. But these could be very interesting here. Let's just kind of see how they look here. 5. Yeah, I think these look pretty good, and it's down a little bit pre-market here. Then let's look at Fridays as well. When do we have earnings on this? Do we have earnings? Let's see. TGS. Interesting flow. Let's just see. Earnings on May 14th. Let's just kind of look in here. Yeah, I mean,
I'm back. Did he say anything messed up while I was gone?
Oh, you don't even look, man.
Oh, shit.
It'll ruin your morning.
Well, yeah, you probably don't want to go back. We'll go back on the topic now. Yeah, so like unusual whales and open interest. You can see the open interest increases. But no, what you missed, I was just kind of telling them if I close out of there and I sort it by like the highest like total volume from the previous day, then you'll at least kind of pick out those bigger trades there for that name. I'll kind of fluctuate between that and then just kind of looking at the highest open interest. Just trying to see what these BMEAs could be interesting. It was 73% of the previous total volume, and these, yeah, just kind of odd looking float, 128% out of the money. Jeez. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking here. It's not the best looking kind of singular whale in here. Let's just see.
For those of you just getting in, pre-market prep, we'll be doing flow reads a little bit later after the open. But for now, if you had contracts you were watching on Friday into the weekend, feel free to drop them. We can take a look at those at the top too. Pretty open-ended here at the open.
A lot of open. That's an interesting one. Look at all that AMC volume. I'm not big on the meme names, but 20,000 contracts, and you had all of that, well, big chunk of that carry over here. I know memes have been kind of running a little bit. I know, geez, AMC up 15% there on Friday. I mean, again, it's dollar stock, so.
When will market correct down? Bro, I don't know. It just kind of seems like we just go up.
we just got out of a big correction. What are you talking about?
There were quite a few pundits from banks that were kind of saying BTFD for the most part. JPM, I think, came out and said the correction was over by time. Someone else did. I can't remember. I don't know, dude. As someone who likes to short mostly today, I don't know. We'll have to see. There's just so much headline risk. Everything keeps going back and forth with the war. The market reacts in turn. Oil kind of got shellacked from its highs. While you keep going through there, I'll pull up oil, take a peek, see at that. Because it's nowhere near highs. I just closed all of my charts. What the fuck just happened?
Happy Monday. Happy
Yes.
Monday.
What the hell? I don't want a new tab. Dude, I get bullied by TradingView regularly. I think eventually I'll be giving the Tasty Trade futures platform a try. But for now, I'm trading my accounts on my TradingView. And I always break shit.
But we need to have Tucker start a scoreboard of whenever you have technical
Anybody who's here bright and
we
early before the
mark it
tweet
down,
even goes out. How the hell do I get my toolbar back on trading? What if I tell everything is
Let me
closed?
look at your screen.
I don't know.
Anthony, I don't think numbers go that high.
Right click on it. Right click.
Right click.
Go down to settings. All the way down to settings.
Ambit. I'm just gonna close it and reopen to see what happens. But let's get back to the open interest chain. This is irrelevant. Yeah, this is irrelevant. I closed it without saving it, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, let's keep looking. If you guys got any review requests here in the pre-market, go ahead and drop them down. Hey, that did work, but I have to log back in again.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of
rolling
up a lot pre-market today. DVN got a lot on Friday here. Looks like 31,000 contracts, 28,000 of them stuck.
It was sticky.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's 420. Let's take things seriously.
Sticky icky on 420, ain't that it? Oh, interesting. Tradeivate's having issues, y'all. If you're a Tradeivate trader, careful. Looks like they're having issues. I have an alert from them, right? Yeah, that I can't show because you'll see my account credentials. But we're currently investigating an issue affecting logins on NinjaTrader. So maybe that's why I got logged out. I didn't break anything. I just got punted. All right, I'm logged in. Mine's fine. Yeah, hopefully if we take trades in the open, I don't get frozen out. That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm good with that, Anthony. Sounds good.
Wouldn't be unusual. Anything dummy thick on Adobe swimming around in there. That DVN is interesting though. We can look at that first.
Yeah, that was all of that carried over there mostly. Kind of just look at. I mean, this is your main contributor to the big spike in the net call premiums there from Friday. That was 42% of the total volume, so a big significant premium on this chain.
My hair keeps like
Deviant's...
really poofing. And it's
yeah,
driving me nuts. I can feel it bouncing and shit. I need a haircut bad. I'm just waiting for the chopped comments to start flooding in again. I made an Instagram video like months ago, and I was looking rough, and all of the Instagram comments were roasting me. It was great.
Jeez.
One guy was like, one guy said something about me being chopped, and then somebody else commented, "Hey man, it doesn't matter if he's stuck in 2008 heading to an Atreyu concert. He seems to know what he's talking about." I was like, wait a minute. Why was that accurate?
Just the absolute roast, man. You're fun. You're easy to roast. You're fun to roast.
Yeah,
Tucker's
man.
more fun.
I'm a goofy-looking white dude.
I'm more fun? Ain't no way.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Easy pickings. You know, it's low-hanging fruit.
That's my favorite kind of fruit.
I can reach it.
Oh,
dang.
I am pretty sure.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
DVN, let's finish this breakdown, and then I want to take a look and see if we have anything specifically on Adobe. We got one pre-market request on Adobe and one on Tesla. Tesla
Sounds
can
good.
never talk to me again. Tesla and I don't get along.
Little questionable on this one, so it does overlap earnings by 10 days. Just kind of looking at that timing here, it looks like maybe some of this started coming in about that 12/20/04 there. I mean, about a minute difference there, so kind of hard to tell, but this chunk here is more so the part that kind of concerns me here. So this is all the same timing. This is 1 second later. I would make a very high assumption that this is related. So I see a nice IV decrease there, and spot is filling at the ask there for the most part, and it's not right directly at the ask, just slightly below the ask there. And again, that fill versus spread really just sticks out there on where that price is filling in that bid ask spread there. So I mean, they're slightly on the ask there, just a little bit under it though. I mean, I don't like that IV decrease at the end of that one there. And again, overlapping earnings there. Anything energy is going to be very volatile right now. I thought there was a big gap up in
Oh yeah, I
oil.
broke my trading view trying to open the oil chart. I'll get that open.
Yeah, I'm just seeing DVNs down a little bit, and usually they're running with other names. Let's see. I just want to look my name. Yeah, XOM's up almost 1%. Oxy, obviously a little different sector, but Oxy DVN is actually. Oh, okay. For some reason, it was an update on there. I was gonna say DVN has to be up if all the others are up. That didn't make sense. So it's up about 1% and a third there. Yeah, I mean, real time seeing those, I'd see that IV decrease and probably throw up a caution flag there for me. Again, overlapping earnings there. Let me look for Adobe. Anything interesting for Adobe for you, though? Let's see.
Yeah, let's take a look at Adobe. It's another one of those that kind of gets a ton of action and volume in general. It depends. They're not as spicy as the AMDs, the NVIDIAs tend to be. At least not anymore. We can take a look at MSOS as well. I will say, brother, news cycle shit. We got midterms coming up. Don't get too excited yet. I feel like this always comes up where I have to go on a really long rant about how cannabis stocks aren't going to do a damn thing until legislation's in place. But we'll see. It's worth. That
was one of the first things I remember you talking about in the show.
Yeah, it was the last one. Yeah, where they were talking about rescheduling cannabis. Hey, thanks for the share, Mahamadule.
I'm looking on Adobe. So there's not much for Adobe. Yeah, I mean, you got 100 contracts carried over into names that already kind of have some bigger open interest. And that 100 contracts here, I mean, it's adding there, but there's just kind of a lot of open stuff on something like this right now. I mean, 100 contracts to me isn't really significant for a whale, really. And then, I mean, you got 81 contracts, 15, 12, 10.
It's so weird seeing such small numbers on Adobe.
230 put this. I mean, this might be your best one there, and I mean that's not saying a lot. I mean and this isn't even that bad. I mean, there was an intraday move on that one, and see how quick. Look at how quick that whale got out there on Friday. 415, sold them at 435 there. That's just.
I'll take a couple shekels, or
yeah,
you know, if they were shorted, maybe they took a little baby loss even.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, I was gonna say a lot.
Hey,
of
morning, Waldo.
Over,
Thanks for coming back, homie.
Yeah, not much on Adobe there. Anything on the bid side for Adobe though? Let's just go take a little gander here. I do have to fix this later. Let's see. So a lot of bid side stuff on Adobe here. How about this 515 225 put here? These could potentially be short. Let's just kind of look 25 days out. When does Adobe report earnings? Let's see.
Yeah, we are in the initial throes of earnings season.
So not till June. Okay. So that could be interesting here. So let's take a peek at these, and we do have that previous open interest. So let's just kind of, I want to see if I see any big spikes on what kind of could have potentially came in. So it looks like Friday's at least is probably opening there. I don't like that size being smaller than that open interest. It just always kind of warrants caution for me. I don't see anything the same like size though, so I mean it's I'm gonna probably, I mean this is the only candle it looks like that it's potentially the same size there in 621 contracts. Yeah, I'd be a little iffy on that. I don't know, Nick. What do you see on this one? I don't just like that kind of smaller size. It feels shorty
to me.
Yeah, it feels short. But it's.
I broke my trading view again.
I mean, your IV's decreasing, spots filling at the bid, and IV kind of decreases a little bit there at the end as well too. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably lean short there. I just don't like that previous open interest and the sticks coming in on Friday. I mean, it's 700 contracts, 425. They're at different times there, and that open interest was 1168. So I mean, it looks like opening volume to me there. I'd just be kind of cautious on something like that. 10% out of the money, 25 days. I just want to see how the Greeks look on that. I mean, it's that theta's. I mean, it's about a 1-to-1 ratio there on that delta to theta. So that theta will eat those away if we don't really get a good move on those. Anything else on Adobe? Let's see the call, 618-270 call here.
We got an ASTS bull in the chat. ASTS has been a spicy mofo.
What's ASTS?
They're the company that's
oh yeah. God, crush your head. Oh my god.
They're AST Space Mobile. They're the company that's like really trying to cut into like who are they going after? Starlink, or are they going after the his rocket company? I can't remember what. But they're trying to put out significantly more reach with a lot less satellites, and people are pretty excited about them going head to head. I don't know a ton about it, but I know quite a few people have been loading up on ASTS for a while. I have a couple guys that have been in it for like since $20 or some shit. Not me. I missed the train. I didn't miss it as hard as I missed Hood, though. Oh, my God. Rocket one, he says. Rocket one.
What? So, yeah, I'm not seeing much for Adobe there. Just kind of lower open interest increases. What was the other ticker we were looking at there?
Tesla was another one. We also got people wanting to see if we got any heavy carryover on Nokia. And then of course, the cannabis psilocybin request.
Nokia's still around?
Oh, yeah. It memes every now and again too.
What do they even do anymore?
One of the first winning trades. One of the first winning trades we took on the show when we started the show back in November already. Was a Nokia trade.
So I actually have a really interesting Tesla one here. So we have one with 20,000 carryover. This is 100% a short contract though at the ask. So it's one of our favorite expirations, a weekly expiration. That's 40% out of the money. We do have earnings this week on Tesla, but 40% out of the money, I will 99.99999% tell you this is a short contract.
That was a shitload of nines, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I can't be 100% certain, but I can be 100% certain if you catch my drift there. Yeah,
Can't
I mean,
hear the full
look at
20,000 contracts. Is that what you're trying to say? Get out.
No, I wouldn't. Not on an earnings week, but like if we didn't overlap earnings on something like this, I would 100% tell you it's a short contract. You know, anything can happen, but the odds of Tesla dropping below 240 by Friday probably pretty slim there. And just on those kind of far dated contracts, I don't know why I went there. Let's see. Just look at the Greek on that contract. The thing barely even has a delta, and you're losing 5 cents a day on the contract. The contracts are valued at 5 cents. I mean, logic. Just use some logic there.
Nah.
You would need, I mean, what's the, yeah, that's not, yeah, I mean, you just see how quickly these things get eaten up there quickly. I never change that to the short put strategy either. Just leave it alone. I'm lazy. But yeah, I mean, these are kind of the only
you could
things
see
that,
you could see the reciprocal.
Yeah, I think it's easier to explain it when it's set at that long put. Like, hey, if you're long, this is what would happen to the contract, because this person is technically selling to somebody that would want to be short more than likely. But yeah, I mean, this is something that is a clear premium grab on this. I mean, and it's funny because it's always a Tesla whale on a Friday, and it's sporadically, maybe every couple of weeks, I see something very similar to this coming in. 40% out of the money, 50% out of the money, weekly premium grab. I mean, the odds are in your favor that something like this is going to expire out of the money. Otherwise, for Tesla, let's see, yeah, just very low premium or open interest updates. Let me just change this a little bit, see if I got anything else.
That seemed to be about the gist of it for heavy carryover.
Yeah, just
I'm gonna
the
pop
only
open.
Big ones that,
yeah, that 20,000 contracts, and it's
you're short guy.
We had a pretty sizable position in that contract already prior to that flow as well.
Yep. Yeah, that's a short. That is an absolute short though. Nice little premium grab on something like that. And yeah, it's funny because it's always
Pennies,
it's kind of like that
way out there. 4 days expiration. It's vibing.
It always reminds me of that Burlington whale that Snorlax tracks there. It's this Tesla whale always comes in just on a Friday, like 40% out of the money, and you know somebody sees that on Twitter and they're probably like, oh, they're short Tesla. Like, understand contract fundamentals. Please don't get people to buy a contract like that. That's junk. You're gonna get hurt if you buy a contract like that. But then you know it's gonna go up 1 cent, and somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, it's 25%." Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, short meaning sold to open. So a lot of people will say they're shorting something when they're actually longing puts. It's not the same thing as shorting. The premise kind of is you want the stock to go down, but to get that kind of setup, if you're shorting contracts, but your target is for the stock to go down, you'd be shorting calls for that. Yeah, no problem, homie. Real quick, I'm going to pop open just the overview of MSOS, and honestly, no real tail of the tape here. We don't have any inclination via the flow that anything special is happening with cannabis with that psychedelic rescheduling, which again, it's going to take a while for anything to go into effect with all of that. And as far as, you know, investing in cannabis stocks, I'm not until I see an actual legislative change that has meaning. There's actually more restrictions on the way. In November, they're going to be restricting growers' ability to ship seeds again. which, step in the opposite direction. But, time will tell. But just literally looking at MSOS, we have all this really high open interest on basically all of these contracts. We saw a little bit of a flurry on the ones that expired on Friday. All of these negative ones, there's no real reason to look at them. They've expired. But this $5 call, it had a nice little build up there, but it kind of looks shorted on Friday. That doesn't look like a long to me. It's also part of a multi-leg position with another call. The fills aren't crystal clear for either of them, so I can't even really speculate on directionality for this spread. It honestly looks like a roll because, again, these came in Friday. Those expired. So it seems to me identical size there. It looks like they're rolling their short almost. Nothing
Why not collect
doing.
premium if you can?
Yeah, nothing doing on MSOS. It's up 3.5% in the pre-market, but on a penny stock that's literal pennies, it's about 20 cents. But you can even see here in the general net premium breakdown, there hasn't been a whole lot of bullish action. We see the net premium spiking, but it's factors of less than $100,000 in premium. Right here, it kind of looks like on the 15th, we had a short that closed for profit, which would be ideal for the homie. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot going for MSOS. You can even see how barcodey every single 2-cent move is on it. I wouldn't be holding my breath too deeply for it.
And kind of like you were talking about too, with when they pass that, or when they reopen the government back there in October, end of October there, didn't they put something in there saying that they're gonna ban all hemp-derived stuff again in a year?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Not the best words being said. Now, I will say he mentioned PSIL, which is a psilocybin ETF. And again, it's popping good and hard in the pre-market. It's up like 20-something percent. It just dropped a little bit. It's up over 20% in the pre-market. This is one that it makes a lot of sense to move on the news. But as you can see, there is no liquidity whatsoever in this options market. I can't really see any evidence, again, anybody preempting this move at all. We got market open. We didn't pause that shit at all. But it's moving up over 20% now that the market is open, still moving to the upside. But again, until I see actual legislative change, I'm just going to assume every big move, even in the psilocybin sector, is going to be temporary, just like it happens with cannabis. Until there's actual change, I'm not somebody that's going to hold my breath and start jumping into positions. Personally, personal thing. Y'all can do whatever the hell you want. I'm never going to tell you what to do. That's just my take. Until I see actual change, not just words and fluff on the TV, I don't really give a shit personally, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. All right, we are at the open, y'all. No bell, because I didn't set that up, but we have a really wide range in the NASDAQ for the overnight session. We sold off a little bit of that move. We have an over 300-point range from the overnight session with a low of 26,535 and a high of 26,845. Pretty wide range here. I'm not going to jump on anything until I see some Periscope updates of that gamma positioning today. I know at the end of the day, Friday, they were starting to set up higher yet again. So I'm going to see what this initial move does for us. Let me switch over to my handy dandy 1 minute. Nice little rejection of the attempt to reach those overnight session highs. We'll see what they do to them here.
We are getting an interesting name right at open here. I don't think I've ever seen this name. SMTC, the 918-140 call. Again, a lot of kind of volume right at open here. No open interest on this. We're at 3,000 contracts traded. Again, no open interest on this. So this is something very unusual to me right away. This one just kind of looking, this is our first trade of the day here. So we're starting out at that mid. Obviously, there's no liquidity on this because this chain has never been traded. At least there's no open contracts on it. I should say that. Just kind of looking at that IV. So it's a repeated hits descending fill. I just want to see where that descending fill is, though, in here. So it looks like it's 1087. So it's only in 2 contracts there. Look at our IV. It is just increasing when we come up here. Look at those big IV increases here. Then you're getting that repeated hits ascending fill here. These look very interesting to me. This is one that I think we should keep an eye on. I mean, 30% out of the money, very long dated. I'm not the biggest fan of long dated stuff, but this is a very interesting kind of name that I don't see.
I don't think I've ever seen that ticker ever.
Yeah, I don't think I have, and it doesn't look
Semtech.
like. I mean, this name doesn't. I mean, there's not that much open interest on something like this. I mean, and if there is, it looks like it's on that kind of May call area there. Yeah, this is very interesting here. I'm gonna pop this one in that save flow here.
I'm gonna pop open our market open Periscope read. We already tested below to the heaviest positive gamma we have for today's expiration, right there at 71.10, and bounced right off of it. That's part of why I wasn't comfortable jumping right into a short at open to go with that trajectory. We still have a little bit of positive gamma set up above us, 71.25 and 35. Again, for the 0-date expiration. Market makers are set up a little bit higher and a little bit lower. We're kind of in the middle, right on this heavy negative gamma. If the buyers can't get that acceleration to the upside to go tag those positive gamma levels above us, I'm gonna be eyeballing shorts back down to that 71.10, maybe a little lower area. But I do want to get one more Periscope update before I just start punting contracts. So we'll keep an eye on that here. For those of you just coming in, we're going to be doing flow requests pretty deep in about, let's say an hour. We're going to be looking for trade setups for the next bit here off the open. But stick around and be ready with your flow requests because we'll be breaking them all down for a hot minute here in a bit. But thanks for tuning in, folks. All you missed so far was a little bit of pre-market prep. We're looking at open interest changes, a little bit of overnight price action and futures. And right now we're dilly-dallying in the middle, looking for this to pick a real direction for us to climb on board. But throughout the show, even if we're not in the flow review session, flow in motion, feel free to drop ticker requests. I'll keep an eye out. Tucker will keep an eye out, and we'll start popping those open when we got a little bit of dead air.
There's
and look at that,
really
just like I said.
hitting here too.
Real quick, I'm pulling in Q back open. They bounced that positive gamma level on SPX and took us right back up near the open highs. We're like 10 points away from the highs. That blue line there, for those of you coming in, is the overnight high. And then way the hell down here, 300 points below, was the overnight low. Pretty good chunk of back tracing, but I am not necessarily bearish quite yet.
Yeah, giving that thing a couple updates there. Yeah, these FRMIs, 115.27, 6 call coming in. Again, a name I don't think I've ever seen really traded there. 1,000 contracts here against 25 open interest contracts. Again, another one. This is what I like to see in that flow. Again, very nice textbook looking flow on something like this. Repeated hit ascending fill. You see that fill ascending that whole way. It's not the best bid ask, but I mean, you just see how it's increasing slightly there. But I mean, your IV's increasing that. I mean, this is something that's very, very unusual. You're down 17% too. I'd lean buy to open on these.
I just noticed that whoever they are got smacked. Oh, it's real estate. Yeah. I'm hands off of that sector right now.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Again, I'm gonna.
Dude, my bouncy ass hair is starting to piss me off this morning. I swear to God. Jeez Christ, it's like whipping me in the eyes and shit. I'm just gonna look like a clown instead. Screw it. Here we go.
Just go shave it off.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the difference.
Just go bald live on stream.
You can wax your bald head on stream.
Oh God.
You can get some views.
All right, let's see if buyers can keep it above this range. If we set a new low and then back test again, your boy's going to take that short. Keep an eye out, though. We still have the heaviest positive gamma basically right below us here at 71.10. Now, again, the theory there is price tends to gravitate toward heavy positive gamma with negative gamma acting as potential acceleration to that end. I regard both, if it's heavy, as kind of support resistance, because it needs that sell pressure to get back down there, and we do have that build up down here below 70.80. It looks like a little bit of that built up positive gamma above us is falling off. We'll get another update in about 3 minutes to see where they go with this, but so far so good. The bulls have held the heaviest positive gamma level in the immediate vicinity, so I'm still keeping an eye on it. Still sitting on my hands. We'll see if they give us a nice little setup on this current candle here.
Yeah, that's last week we had some. I mean, Periscope was very very easy to read last week. I thought. I mean, multiple
It had
ways.
those
I mean,
pretty
Monday,
clean
Tuesday.
ranges last week.
Yep. Yep. Those are. I mean, great week for people if you're beginning to use it. Go back. Let me actually just pop it up in here. If you go back and look at like Monday's Periscope and just switch it to that, maybe if I can click. I got a new mouse and keyboard, so I'm trying to get used to that
You're still struggling
stupid thing.
through it.
Yeah, I hate that so much. Um, God, yeah, you can see I don't know how to click.
Yeah, you're like highlighting
No
shit while you're clicking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a smaller mouse, and I'm like, that was bad. But I mean, like Mondays, I mean, very good clean where that price is way below that positive gamma, and you just see it kind of magnet up towards it. I mean, you just go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday last week. I mean,
Yeah, I
all
have
pretty
actually
good clean days.
a bit of a replay. Let me see if I can find it quick. Just showing literally that, showing how that gamma level was moving forward. Every 10-minute interval, that position moved up a little bit more, and price continued gravitate. Why did it do picture in picture? Get out of here. And you can right here, you see all these bars updating. And as that positive gamma builds up above throughout the day, price continues gravitating toward it. You can see at the open, we saw some fall off of that initial level way the hell up there. And then look at just continue building again. I have my price action from when I took the video. So it doesn't go all the way. But as you saw on Anthony's screen, we trekked pretty much all the way up there and then pinned it. Those really heavy positive gamma levels do act as a bit of a magnet, so definitely something to keep an eye on. While explaining that, I missed my rejection, and I'm watching the short play without me, and that is lame. Now I'm just going to be looking for a back test of this initial range here, and then I might get back on board. My stop will have to be pretty damn wide, though. Basically high a day there. But I need them to test this little range here from about 816 to 780 before I'm comfortable chasing.
There you go. Yeah, give us some good updates, man. I would love some clean setups.
Net
yeah,
put premium is spiking. We're now below the heavy positive gamma at 71.10. I want to back test up here, and then I'll probably get on board with the sellers. Got a nice little update coming in just a minute as well to see where that positioning is changing. I suspect some buildup below here in about a minute because we're knifing. New low on the S&P and on the NASDAQ. Again, I need a little bit of a bounce here. I don't want to chase this. My target would be about 40 points down, but my stop would have to be like 60 to 70 points to be, keeping in line with this range here. I just want to see them test the bottom of that range again and reject it for me to grab a piece. And this time I won't explain something from the past and miss my entry.
yeah, I'm waiting for that update. Usually I cut myself off if I'm talking like a minute before that.
Yeah, the update
there, because it's like you miss it and it's like crap.
Yeah, again, folks, in about 20 minutes to half an hour, we're going to be doing strictly flow reviews, so stick around for that. And if you have any tickers, I see Swing gave us a couple in there as well. We'll bring those up once we get to the section. Drop your tickers in whatever chat you're hanging out in and hang around. We'll get to them and we'll do some good reviews for about an hour here in about 20 minutes or so. I just inhaled my coffee and tracking them a little.
And then once we start tracking them a little bit better too, we'll have a little more in-depth review.
I'm just keeping an eye on this bounce here now, folks. We're still below 71.10 positive gamma. I need it to become a nice spicy area of rejection for me. If they just go ahead and wick right through this, again, we still had that 71.35 giving me some pause. We have our update now. Positive gamma built up a bit at 71.35 and significantly higher than that at 71.70. They're back positioned there. While those wide range from 70.80 to 70.70 we talked about a little bit ago is falling off a bit, but that 71.10 is sticking right where it was. I just want to see if they're going to try to regain it and truck toward that 71.35, or if we're going to hold this as resistance for the time being and give me a nice little short to play on. But right now, I'm just watching it. This is a pretty spicy pattern. If I take a short, I got to stop it right there. Otherwise, they're going to test that whole range again. So I'm waiting. I don't want my stop to be that wide. I'm very much an in and out, tiny losses with a wider range profit target. Let's see what this 1 minute candle closes. If they close below here, I'll take a stab at it and risk like $50 or so. But right now, they're trying to reclaim that 71.10. I'm not going for it yet. We closed above. Let's see what they do here. How's our Periscope looking? We're still just towing the line right on that 71.10. You know what, folks? Let's risk about $80 here. Buy stop right above this range, because again, if they get back above here, they're going to test higher. They're actually going to test on the one I was mentioning earlier I wanted to wait for, which is a bit higher at 87. I'm not going to sit here in a 40-point stop out. So I'll let this get me if it gets me. I'll keep y'all posted there, but I want to look at them to not reclaim 71.10 positive gamma. If they do, I got a hands off to see how high they test. And maybe they're just going to go ahead and do the opposite of what we did here off the open. Maybe they'll form this little mini range down here, which is way less wide than it was at the open, and then turn this little range into support. And then I'll just flip my position long if they get up there, and that's fine. Dude, it's hot as shit in my room. I'm going to open my window. Till then, go ahead and talk shit, I guess. Be right back.
Hey,
Anthony,
Tucker.
what do you think of the thumbnail I made with the candles in your mouth?
It looks like I'm chewing, like the way it's like coming up. I'm like, dude, I'm not chewing tobacco.
Yeah, you're right. It does look like you got kind of like a fat lip. You're like, ooh.
Yeah. Got a big old chon chewing that tobacco there.
Currently
Tucker's
you're
talking about the thumbnail.
Oh, Anthony's shit froze. Hold on.
Yeah, I was about to say he's
There we
frozen.
go. There we go. He's back.
It's not a particularly flattering image to freeze on, to be honest.
I low-key thought that they stopped me out, and they didn't. So we're still just hanging out. I'm keeping the stop in the same spot. They might get me here. They're holding slightly higher lows on the 1 minute. If they get me, they get me. It's all right. We'll have another setup, especially with that wide range setting up between 71.10 and 71.35 in the positive gamma. So we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, guys, feel free to drop ticker requests. We'll kind of diddly-daddle, go back and forth until this trade plays out, or we find a new one.
Like 10 minutes ago, you said it was going to be in an hour.
No, I said we'd do it for an hour in about 20 minutes. It's been 10 minutes.
Oh, I see. For an hour.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't date men. They never listen.
Ooh.
I may have inversed you, Nick. I might have.
You long in it?
SPX long there.
You going for it? You like that 71.35 setup?
Just a very.
They have conquered 71.10.
Small
Nasdaq's
position.
lagging behind SPX, and so I'm hoping they give me a little trek to a slightly newer low. But it does look like it's forming that range below the opening range, like I mentioned. If they hold this as support, they're going to stop me out, and I'm probably going to switch long. But let's just keep this up for a second. I think you're right. I just wanted my pullback down here to the overnight VWAP.
Yeah, I know you're the short
blue
king.
line. Hey, like I said,
Short
they can...
king, but not actually short. Not actually short. There,
they can get me here just as easily. But I'm risking about 20 points to possibly make 50 points. That's a good risk to reward for me here, especially if they break down below 71.10 and SPX again. But right now, I'm kind of with you. That 71.35 building up above. SPX is bouncing a lot more strongly. The ES is moving up better than the NASDAQ right now. So I'm hoping this bear flags down a little bit, gives me some shekels before any kind of moonshot back up to that 71.35. But I still like the 71.10. It's fallen off a teeny bit, but it's still by far the strongest positive gamma in the near vicinity here. But I'll let this play out. They stop me out, stop me out, and that's fine.
I'd like to see that market tide kind of.
I just want this bad boy to give me
a little
one
bit. I mean, that
new
thing is
low.
just.
All right, here we go. Give me a new low.
In there.
Give me a spicy NASDAQ low. They might hold this higher low, and that'll probably, get me out. I don't need to sit for the entire stop out. But we're hanging out. We're still going below the top of this range. I don't want them to break out of. The ES is looking like it wants to keep going back up toward that 71.20 to 71.35 range. If they get me, Anthony's going to make some money, and I'm going to lose like $80. Keep an eye on that. And then I'll probably just switch sides, man. You can play these SPX ranges in both directions fairly well, especially if you are a range trader. All right, we're getting a nice pop in net call premiums there. I'm going to let this 1 minute candle close. Maybe I'll stop out preemptively, but they still haven't taken out this range they're setting. No reason for me to run away yet.
And your call premiums just keep dipping too on the tide, and put premiums are picking up. So I'm being very cautious as well here.
Hey, if they get me, they get me, man. Rules are rules. This is like a 1 to 2.5. All right,
Ooh,
here's the test. That one got me. All right, I'm out. I'm going to be looking for a new setup here. If they give a really firm rejection here, Anthony, I'm taking another stab at it. It looks like people are starting to buy some ask side calls in SPY itself, but that is a really big top wick. I might have just gotten liquidity run. I might have been exit liquidity for sellers. Look at that rejection of the smoothing average. That's beautiful, actually. I jumped right back. All right.
And by the way, for people in the chat, we've had a pretty good active Twitter chat this morning.
Hey, what's going on, homies?
Drop the specific thing that you want us to look at with the date and the call / put, whatever.
Shiva, that was NQ, just the poor people NQ, MNQ. I trade MNQ using. Dude, they just got to my target too. Look at that, y'all. I got stop ran. I got stop ran. That is a thing of beauty. But it is what it is. If they give me another bounce up now, the rejection point is right. It's the same pattern, just 40 points lower. I want them to test way up into the 750s, and then I'll take another stab at this bad boy. Don't you love being right and getting stopped out anyway? AAL looks like a good entry point after overreaction. The merger news being dismissed. I'm afraid of airlines in general, like altogether right now, brother. Heavy headline risk with airlines and oil, especially. I don't have the balls to long AAL. I don't know if I would long any airline personally, but I'm also a trader, not an investor. So you'll see me in and out of shit in seconds. Like, that trade lasted less than 5 minutes. All right, I'm going for it. I want this to test higher for me. I want to get back up here into these averages again, and then I'm jumping back on, Anthony. They ain't gonna get me twice!
I'm still in my long, only down 15%.
I honestly, I still don't hate your long, even if we continue to set new lows here, as long as they hang above that lower down there positive gamma range. But if you're in 0 DTEs, that's horrifying, right? Like, that's 30 points down. They could still bounce it and come back up, but that'd be scary if you're in a 0 day. We still got net put premiums juicing. I might have to take a tickle here.
I'm just seeing what that update is here in a couple minutes. Give me a nice, big, strong candle there. Let's see if the 7135 grow, like, significantly.
It did grow by about 1,500.
Yeah.
In that last update. That's why it was giving me some pause, and I kept that stop tighter than I should have. All right, NQ's trying to test the bottom of that range now. Let's see if they like me enough to take a new stab at it, or if they're just going to completely reverse this. Because they did hit my initial profit target. Like, almost to the tick. I only wanted 720s, and they got quite a bit. Not quite a bit. 4 points lower than that. All right, here, I'm gonna take a flyer here. Put my stop up there. I'm gonna leave it a little wider this time. And let's see what they give us. Yeah, we're getting a little bounce in the call premiums. I really want them to lose this 7110 again. Otherwise, I'm just going to get reversed on again, and we'll have to sit and wait again. A lot of trading is waiting, y'all. So get used to that. Even if you're just looking at flow and trading the flow you see, you're going to be waiting. Get used to that. But hey, let me pop back over to the chat. I was not looking at gold there. I also don't have the risk tolerance to trade gold. I just mostly stick to ES and NQ. All right, that is a nice little call premium pop. Let's see where we're sitting here. Thanks for the share, M. White. Thanks for kicking it with us, homie.
That 7170 grew a little bit, just a little bit, but that 7135 kind of dropped a teeny bit.
But it's 7110. Just keeping an eye on it here. I want to see if they give me a really clean, give me some spice. But right now, nice bounce off the bottom in NQ. They're hanging out. All right, there's that pop. Let's see. That was a nice bounce off of the hold of 71.10. Really strong level there. They have yet to get it below and keep it below. They have yet to get it below and keep it below. NQ's kind of rejecting the bottom of that first initial range, but there's a good amount of volume on that candle. So I'm chilling here. You still in that long, Anthony?
Yes, I am.
Get it, brother?
Yes, I am. Not green yet, though. Not green. Not green. Just like, well, and with the SPXW contracts, we have that stupid 5-cent increment stuff too.
Yeah,
so that,
yeah.
Kind of hurts you a little bit there. I'm only down.
That's a nice
6%
pop
on
in
them.
SPX here.
I'm down 6% on them. Let's.
All right, give me this push lower for me, NASDAQ. I'm in a tiny position with a tight stop. Basically the same pattern, but my target is a lot closer than it was. I don't like how well, as somebody who looks for shorts, how well they're holding that 71.10. Sellers can't get it below there and keep it there. So it's going to be kind of see money, take money on my shorts until they tell me otherwise. I want to see that down here build back up because I don't know what the hell's going on with that 71.70 way the hell up there. But I ain't gonna risk that kind of range. Oh God.
Yeah, that's a,
God.
little up there. Unless we get, your favorite Trump tweet yeet there.
Good old fashioned Trump tweet yeet.
Something.
Stalled Abyss says they made money on Hood last week. Brother, I got cooked on Hood. I called Hood at $11 per share and didn't touch it. People still roast me about it here and there. All right, look at that big pop in net call premiums. Look at shit go. NQ's really chugging along up there, too. Look at that. It looks like they don't want me to short this, Anthony. They don't want me to take another try.
Like to see.
Oh, I bet you do.
I'm break even on these right now.
I'm keeping an eye at that 71.25 that just started positioning up slightly higher. I do like seeing that 71.35 falling off, but there is still no new short entry for me. Buyers are back in the house.
Yeah, keep on pumping. Keep on pumping. I gotta make sure to set a sell on this.
Keep on pumping.
Get out. Oh,
what are you targeting here?
Right now.
Are you going level target or percentage target here?
I'm just doing a percent. I'm just looking for a 10%, and I just hit my 10%, so I'm out.
My man, good shit. We like a little quickie.
And just kind of for transparency too, like if I'm trading this like not like on live, like I'm a little more. I just don't want to sit here and ignore everybody on the stream and just stare at the screen.
No, we don't need to force trades. If there's no position, you don't gotta force it. We'll hang out. We'll start doing flow requests here in about 5 minutes. So if you have anything specific you're looking at or want to look at, speak now or forever hold your peace. No, don't hold your peace. Spam tickers. Give us a lot of shit to look at.
Oh man, it's pumping. I should
yeah,
left it on a little
do you
bit
see
longer,
exactly why I didn't want to take that new attempt at the short, and I kept that stop so tight? They're still positioned here. 71.25 is a bit newer. 71.35 is falling, but not a lot. As soon as they held that 71.10 support, Anthony was in the right to take that long. I wouldn't have closed it yet, but 10% base hits adds up fast. You don't especially if you're doing 0 days, man. There's no shame taking your profit fast.
That's 0 DTEs that I'm trading. So,
no shame taking those profits fast.
Little ballsy.
Wait for some blood in the streets, you stupid sharks. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. Oh, dude, we're moving. They are going right toward that 71.25. They are close. Get it. Anybody in the chat long on this? That is a pop, baby. That's a almost 20-point pop from the lows on the S&P. On the I'm funny.
Yeah, the only reason I kind of got out a little quicker there too is that small decrease on that 71.35. I see, like, the more I keep using Periscope too, I see why you would love those shorter time frame updates. Oh boy, I can't even like a 3-minute update. Can you imagine that? Oof, I would just I would die if I had something like that. You would never see me again because I'd have a house over and
just
on my own private island,
spamming orders.
But yeah, no, and that's kind of why I took that quicker 10% there too, just with that decrease at 71.35. I mean, they moved it up to that 71.70, but you know, that's kind of far for a little intraday move there. And put premiums are still kind of up. Oh man, that volume really spiked there too. I probably could have held those. Whatever. Profits are profits. Hindsight's gonna always be 20/20. Hindsight will always be 20/20.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Yeah, that is a nice move. They're getting right up to that 71.25.
I mean, that's
bank rolling long to that shit. Good stuff, dude. You're sitting pretty right now. Hell yeah.
I mean, that's what I like to see. Those big positive gammas. I mean, they act like magnets. Doesn't always necessarily mean it's gonna go to that exact level, but they like to kind of pull that price there. The stronger the gamma there, the more likely that you might see a pull there. Again, doesn't always happen every single time. Otherwise, we'd all be millionaires and just looking at a big green bar. But hey, you know, you find a good support if you're going long there. You find a good resistance if you're going short there.
Keeping an eye on it here. We've got a little bit of a rejection at 71.22-ish, but nothing really prolific yet. They can test all the way down to 71.10 again, and it still wouldn't necessarily be bearish. So I'm just keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, that 71.25 will be interesting to see what it does here in a couple minutes.
Ooh, we're vibing. All right, 1-ish minute and a half and some change, and we will start diving flow. I'm keeping an eye on this rejection. I will probably be trading throughout the flow review session. I'll just not interrupt as much. But now is the time, folks. We could start doing that here in a second. I know I said that we would be doing flow. I guess I did in the schedule say 10:30, didn't I? This is a new structure we're trying out, so we'll kind of play it by ear and do the segments as able.
No,
because I'm not sure how long the session should last yet. We're still feeling it out, you know. We're feeling it out.
Well, especially, I mean, some days there's more flow than others, so you know it's day to day. No agenda. Just show up and tell us what you want. These MUs are kind of interesting to me. Almost looks like they're building that position 324 there. You got 839 there. I mean, it looks like they're kind of building that. I would want to just double check that open interest tomorrow, but it looks like they're building a position here.
All right, we got another put spike.
Who do we?
I don't know if I trust it yet.
I'm glad I got out of my calls. I'm glad I got out of them. I just don't like that. I mean,
buyers have been pretty in control. I'm not risking a short yet unless I get an actual reversal. I'm chilling. But what I am gonna do before we really dive into the flow is I gotta pass.
You do that. I'm gonna wait
for the update. That's crazy.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. That's crazy.
No, I don't want that.
Here, I'll just put Tucker on the screen with you.
How much are you learning from us? How much are you learning from us, Tucker?
That's a great fun question.
Well, we're gonna have an exam for you at the end of the show. It's about a 150 question exam here. It's pass or fail. It's pass or fail. So you know, you gotta score at least 80% on it to pass. I'll shut up once we get that update here in about a minute.
We got Trevor Clay W 8705 in the YouTube chat asking, do you boys see a recovery of the tech sector today?
Ooh, like specifically today? Just kind of looking at that Periscope right now. I mean, there's a lot kind of going on, just market time. I mean, you are still seeing bearish premiums coming in on the entire market tide here. We can look at QQQ as a individual, since that was kind of the one that you were looking at. Not really seeing a lot of call. I suppose if I switched over to QQQ, that would help. Yeah, I mean, your put premiums are still ask side here. Calls are kind of dropping. You are still getting a lot of that positive volume. Kind of mixed messaging there. Holdings, a little clear, more messaging here with your ask side puts there. Bid side calls, and you're getting a lot of negative volume there as well. I would probably say, just kind of looking off this, maybe not. Looks like, let me go back to the market tide here. I mean, QQQ is getting your one making your biggest net impact there. Tesla, QQQ, MU, SPY, AMD, Google, all those are kind of your main contributors there to the put side on that market tide right now. A lot of ask side puts coming in, calls kind of dropping a little bit there. I would just be very cautious there, and you can see markets kind of trying to drop a little bit there too. Seems like it wants to be a little volatile today, a little up and down here, which not always necessarily is a bad thing, but I'm just looking at SPX Periscope right now too. They're building it. Looks like a spread up there, 71.70. That 71.35 kind of dropped it increased just a teeny bit there. That 71.10 is kind of dropping a little bit there. But yeah, I mean, right now, until we get out of this, I mean, 71.10 would kind of be my spot. I'm looking for how price is going to react there. And that 71.25 is decreasing as well there too. So that gamma started to kind of disappear there. So I almost have this as a range of that 71.35 to that 71.10 right now. We'll have to see. Obviously, we're going to get updates here every 10 minutes.
This feels a little back testy.
Yeah, it looks like it wants that 71.10 again there. I don't know if you just got sat back, but yeah,
I got back and realized I forgot a beverage, and then I left again. That 71.25 fell off, and 71.35 did a teeny bit as well. The only real buildup we're seeing is 70.75 and 50. I might be with you.
71.72.
I think this could turn into a range trader's dream type of day, but I want to see how far down they test. I think you might be right. They're going to be taking another stab at 71.10. I'm not confident enough to jump right in a short on it, but we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe I'll get something.
Yeah, and those put premiums are still climbing. One of the questions that we got asked when you were gone were,
Johnny, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree.
If we're going to see recovery in that QQQ, and IM's little mixed signal kind of here on the QQ. I mean, you're getting ask side puts here, bid side calls. I mean, that volume did actually kind of drop there a lot there. It was very heavy when I looked at it when you were gone. But yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing a strong potential rally right now. Again, anything can change intraday. We could get a headline, and that could just absolutely pump us or drop us. It almost seems like it's the market's waiting on a headline here. I mean,
yeah. It looks like right now they're bouncing at 71.15. We still have net put premiums coming in. I'm going to keep an eye on this. If they don't set a new high, I might try to play a back test. But once buyers got it above 71.10 and kept it there, that seems to be a bit of the line in the sand. They lose that, we might get spicy. We've got a good chunk of negative gamma below it, with the positive gamma at 70.90. and 70.95 falling off a little bit. Really good potential to range it here. Again, 71.70 still building up way up there. I don't want to see this W form if you're bearish on the day. If this starts doing that W pattern, I'd be looking again, like I said earlier, see money take money on shorts. But be careful. Be careful out there. We still got some buildup below and above, but right now, gamma positioning still higher than us, except for that 71.10. So keeping an eye on it. I want a clean, wide range entry.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm just looking for any headlines coming in right now too. I mean, just another Trump tweet here. Looks like lots of bombs will start going off if the U.S.-Iran ceasefire expires without deal being reached, and that expires in 2 days. So it's gonna be an eventful 2 days again. Eventful 2 days.
Give me the headline volatility, baby.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can catch some real wide ranges on that shit.
Yeah, This is when I am not swinging overnight, though. I will not swing overnight when there's something like this going on.
Unless it's straight flow, I'm kind of bad at swinging contracts. Like you were there when we first started the show. We like tripled the tiny account in 2 days.
Yeah.
And then I swung a position overnight and got nuked. Took us almost back to break even overnight. It was crazy. We fixed it. Don't get me wrong, but it was sweaty. I'll stick to my intraday scalps, y'all.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Then you're not sweating overnight thinking about, oh, is this gonna be? I actually did swing some SPY puts over when Trump had that little mini State of the Union BS thing or whatever when a couple weeks ago.
I'm in a really tiny short.
down.
Once again, super tight stop on these. I'll take paper cuts repeatedly to hit my big moves. So don't shadow trade, especially since there's a delay. I'm up about 15 points. I'm going to see if this 1 minute candle can give me a new local low here. If they can't, I'm just going to take my $50 and go away. This will get us pretty close to break even from that failed scalp earlier. Let me see what they do with this 1 minute candle. Finger on the trigger. I don't want it to go above this 1 minute candle. I tend to trail to the 1 minute. And if they get me, they get me, bro. It is what it is. Setups are never going to disappear on us. There will always be more opportunities. I don't like to see this W pattern. That's why I'm keeping that stop pretty tight there at about 10, 15, about 15 points of stop out there. My target's still that same VWAP down at 710, but it kind of looks like they're going to bounce out of this range. So I'm just going to leave this on the screen for a second, see if they stop me out. I'm going to put that where it originally was. A little bit of a haircut if they get me. That's okay. Right now, I just want them to keep making these lower highs. If they bounce back out, I'm just going to look for that same rejection we tried to play over here, but I was pissing, so I missed it. Have you noticed anytime I flush, bro, it gets flushed without me? You know what I mean? And then I'm just sitting here looking stupid.
You're usually talking about something or trying to, educate everybody.
All right, while this stops me out here, we are finally seeing that net put premium drop on us as well. We don't have any substantial changes in the gamma setups, but this pattern's starting to look a little less bearish to me. Let's see if they stop me. They did. That's fine. We'll be looking for a new entry. Right now, they're holding higher lows. Right there, if you recall on that first short that we got stopped out of and were right, they hit my profit target to the exact tick there at 734. If they keep forming these higher highs, y'all, just keep an eye on those higher gamma positioning above us. Because right now, buyers aren't letting this go lower. I'm going to keep an eye on that 734 level as well, just because that was my former target. You can see they didn't quite get there again on this pullback. Right now, it's just lower highs, higher lows, forming a little bit of a cone here. So let's see what they give us. I'm not convinced on a big move in either direction quite yet, personally. But I still have just like the tiniest bit of bearish bias. I know we're building up that positive gamma. I'm taking another stab at this right here, right now. See what they give me. About 20 points to stop out. I am up about 10 here. I want this to give me that lower local low. If it doesn't, we're probably going to hands off for probably half an hour or so while we do flow reads. All right, there's a nice move. If this can't get me a lower local low here, I'm flattening. Let's see what this 1 minute candle does. I know some people will scalp the 30 second. I'm not giving TradingView more money to get 30 seconds, so I'll just imagine the candle. I don't want this to go any higher here. I need a lower low on this 1 minute candle, or we're just going to take it. All right, let's see here. Are they going to get me there? Anthony, tell them to get me there.
Your 7110 grew a little bit there too.
It did. I want them to give it a taggy poo. All right, they
well
just hit my initial profit take. I'm going to flatten. If they go up and reject, I'm playing that exact same play again. But we took about 25 points there. That's a good trade. Let us see what they give us. Oh, they rejected way sooner than I wanted. I want them up here at 57, 20 points above us. If they go without me, that's okay. We already got our profit. We're chilling. Let's see what they give me.
Ooh, they really... There's a big spike at 70.50 below us, too. Little
Let
spread
it.
put on
Yeah,
there.
I see
So
that. That's way down there.
Spread up here.
One thing I want to point out real quick, especially to those who are new, this cone does look like it gets obeyed. I want to be clear that this is an arbitrary visualization of the straddle for the day. This cone isn't necessarily playable. It's put on the 10-minute time frame to give a little visualization of that straddle throughout the day. This isn't an inflection point. It looks like it, but keep in mind what they're hitting here. These are heavy gamma levels. That first rejection didn't even get them to that 71.25. And look at that bounce. You see why I didn't jump right into another short there? Why? 71.10 is right there, big and strong as that support like it has been all morning. There was no reason for me to try to hold through that. If they go through it, I might get in with a little bit of that momentum, but I'm not going to front run that. See money, take money on those shorts. Buyers have been coming in on every dip so far. I'm not going to hold for a wide range yet. Itty bitty. I just little guys. I had nothing else to say there. We took a good 25 points on that short scalp. But again, we still have this wide range of positive gamma. I'm not going to hold for a home run. I'm going to take my money when I see it. And we're vibing here. Let me see where that got us, though. That was a decent little scalpy poo. We are only down $10 on the day now. So that got back in one trade, 2 losses in a row. So we're vibing again. They're giving me another one.
You keep your losses small. That's what
losses small, wider ranges. I want to see them test that level literally again. We're in the exact same trade we just took. I'm keeping my stop right above this current candle. I don't even want them to test up there. I'm not going to let them. I would rather lose $20 and then get back in than hold through that entire range. So I'll let them do what they're going to do. Oh, let's say a couple more minutes here and then start spamming the hell out of us with flow review requests. Start dropping your tickers in chat. And we'll start breaking stuff down. But we had a good morning of scalping so far.
Yeah, I'm just... See, and unlike when I was talking about last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or just 3 of the ones that I posted on Twitter, obviously. But this is not the cleanest setup compared to those other days. Like, we at least had that positive gamma sectioned.
All right, here we go. Real quick, let me pop this in. If they don't get back down to basically that same level, I'm just going to flatten this bad boy, and that's fine. Oh, this is beautiful, though. Let's see. See money, take money on these shorts, y'all. We're not going for home runs unless they lose 71.10. Right now, they're bouncing 71.15 a little bit. Keeping a close eye on this. At the 30-second mark, if it stays below, I'm going to move this down to this current candle, which is basically my break even. I'm not risking a loss on this one. All right, 30-second mark. I need the 30-second sellers to give me a new low on this candle to stay confident. There we go. All right, give me 70.34 again, or am I going to flatten for another 50, 60 bucks? Let's see here. That's still the line in the sand for me on the NASDAQ. If they wick right through it, we're happy. If they bounce right here, we're still happy. Winning trade. We can't lose on this one now. See what they give me. I still would love them to get way down to 710. But it looks like they're going to keep ranging here. So let's see what this does. And we're out. I don't want that to bounce. We'll take a nice little 50 bucks there. All right. There we go. We're just playing the same range repeatedly until they break it, y'all. If you have bigger balls than me, a lot of range traders will long the bottom of the range and short the top of the range. I'm a coward. So I just short the top of the range until they stop ranging. I am a coward. We also have put premiums and call premiums. Kind of shit in the bed here. Both of them. So that's just, again, giving me that same inclination that we might range a bit between those positive gamma levels before they pick a direction. And maybe they'll pick that direction violently. But until then, I'm just going to scalp that range until they stop ranging. Market's going to do what it's been doing till it doesn't want to do it no more. And right now, it's still doing it.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah, man, that tide dropping like that. Once
they just made a new local low. If this makes a new low of day, I'll be a little annoyed that we took it there. But it's the rules. We up now. We're chilling. Yeah, we're up about 50 bucks. Negative 80 bucks to positive 50 bucks. That's a winning day right there already.
Your put premiums are starting to pick up a little bit on the
tide. Finally getting a put premium bounce. If this back tests above one more time, I'm probably going to go for it yet again. They still haven't gotten to that 71.10 though. I do want them to test that and see how strong it is on a third test. Keep an eye on that. keep an eye on that. We're chilling though. We're chilling though.
We got a good question from someone on the X chat who says, "I'm new to yo-holing my tax returns. Could you explain what it means when you kept saying gamma? Like, what does gamma show, or those horizontal bars?"
Gamma is market maker positioning. And Tucker, if you can pull up that 8-minute long video, the short one that gives a general overview of Periscope, what those bars mean, and the general theory behind it, that'd be great. It's the best place to start for Periscope. There's also an article called How to Build a Scalper's Dream Dashboard. It's not really a dream dashboard. It's just my dashboard. It's literally what you see on the screen here. I just have Periscope on the left and Market Tide on the right. That explains the literal strategy we use. Well, I use. Anthony's is pretty damn close. It's about the same thing. Most people trading gamma are doing the same thing. They're regarding them as levels and targets.
Aim for the big spikes.
Okay, Anthony, I do like that 71.25 grew again. That is lending a little bit more to our range theory here. Until they sweep that bottom, dude, I don't think 70.50 gets tested. Until they really get a big Hulk dick, I don't think 71.35 is getting tested. But this range is lowering a little bit. They're moving that positioning lower. That 71.70, dude, I don't know what the hell that person's doing. Those market makers up there are spicy,
what's the one
bro.
at 70.50 doing?
Yeah, they're hanging out.
What's the one at 70.50 doing?
They're hanging out. I need another bounce to try to short this again, though. It looks like they might try to form that wick off W pattern that I hate because it usually gets me out of my shorts. They still haven't made a new low of day. The NQ got really close. The NQ got 4 points from it, basically. Look at that bounce. We're waiting. This is a nice little scalp range. Not the best on SPX, but if you're a NASDAQ homie, futures are doing a nice little range here. Yes, that's a really good video to check. It just straight up gives the general baseline of what Periscope is, what gamma positioning is, and why ours differs from a lot of those like 30-second bots and stuff out there. It's actual attributed market maker positioning. The customers aren't lumped in with it as one set value. Maybe someday we'll have a separate view that does track customers, but stay tuned for that. I'm not the dev team. I just know what I want really, really bad, and I beg for it. Yeah, keep a lookout for Periscope updates. Can't say anything yet, but we do have some things in the pipeline to make it better.
Oh, spicy.
Spicy
Stay in their car another 30 days for the update.
All right.
Stay in your cars.
Let's see if they W this up. I really want a higher spot to short again. That's what I want. Go higher. I want to short again.
I want to see what this.
Give me my
shorts, man. Man, yeah, I mean, if you're trying to
yes,
trade
sir,
that
play that shit safe, Trevor. Stay safe out there, homie. We did OI changes for the first half hour of the show there. Acetus. Is it Acides? Acetis? Acides? I don't know what's going on here. But we did do open interest breakdowns for the first half hour of the show or so. For those who don't know, who have been here before, we start a half hour early now at 9 a.m. Eastern instead of 9:30. We do a little pre-market prep. Look at some charts, look at some flow from Friday. Or the day before, I guess, mind you. It's not always going to be from Friday.
Wednesday will be Tuesdays.
Prior day, that's all you need to know. All right, they're
So,
bouncing
okay, now
up
we
here. See what they do.
Yeah, you're getting a little news right now. U.S.-Iran talks are planned for Wednesday in Pakistan now. I don't know, and I even with the headlines too, like it's so hard to know what to believe right now because you get a headline from one side, then the other side's different.
Yeah,
like,
the headline risk is just surreal. And at least the volatility's been a little less dramatic. Because if you remember, a couple of years ago, a tweet would send the NASDAQ like 400 points in a random ass direction. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I got lucky as shit because I was short when that happened, and we ripped like 400 points in a 1-minute candle on the NASDAQ, and there was a shitload of slippage, and I got lucky as hell. I filled for like 15 points off of my stop. That fill could have happened 100 points up, and I would have been a very unhappy person.
Yeah, that's scary. Scary. Oh, do we have our update? No, that was my ask side filter.
Look at that, y'all. They still are not getting that below 71.10. So you know what? Instead of dicking around, diddling in the middle, trying to mess around and keep chop zones interesting, let's move on. Let's do some flow requests. Let's start breaking down some shit. Let's pop open some filters, see if there's anything even worth looking at. I'm going to open my other dashboard so I can have my good old interval flow up.
You do that. I'm just waiting for this Periscope update, then I'm going to switch over to...
Are you in a position? Did I miss some?
No. I just like to see.
There's that W pattern I said was going to happen. You see, if I had balls, I would long this every time I see it, and then I would short the top and then long the bottom. I don't have balls. I have peanuts. And they're just hanging out.
I've been
taut.
That 125 and 110's been money pretty much so far. I mean, getting very close to those levels. I mean, you're not hitting them exactly.
And again, we got that build up again at 71.35. I've been keeping an eye on.
I'm in for that ding. I don't want to switch over because then I switch over.
Well, you have 7 minutes for the ding.
Every single time.
It's already in the 7:10 to 7:20.
Oh, did we? Oh, we did. Oh, jeez. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. Ignore me. Flow. I want to see how some of that earlier flow. Anything on that SMTC? Oh, those things popped quick. Look at that. 1106.
SMTC. I forgot we even looked at that random ass ticker, dude.
That thing popped quick. And then the FRMIs and those popped too. They kind of popped a little bit there. 226. Not anything significant, but yeah. Anything flow? How about these NVIDIA 5.8 197.5 puts? They don't overlap earnings. They're already kind of up a little bit. 495 trading at 514. It looks like a lot of put premium there. Call premiums are kind of trying to come up a little bit there, but still bid side.
I saw your request, Full Metal, but then it disappeared, so I'm going to hope you deleted it and something didn't break.
No, yeah, they deleted it. It was
all right, dope. Tucker's just abusing one of our most frequent viewers, is it?
No, I'm going to do that to Full Metal Max. Oh, here we go. INTC 53 put for May 1st.
11 days. He wants to know if these are sold to open.
Yeah, we can take a peek at those.
Can we get that ticker for you?
Bring him in, baby. Flow request us up.
Oh, here, I'm dropping it in the chat.
Okay.
Gonna link you like a man.
Slow, man.
It's called being focused and
he's being very cautious and making sure everything is perfect. Well, not slow, thorough.
That's it.
You're defending Tucker.
Hey,
wow.
I gotta play both sides. Wow. So I always come out on top.
Tucker must have slipped you like a 30 or something under the table.
That would do it too. Bill. I'm cheap, dude. That would do it.
Me handing Nick a $30 bill.
That's a buffet at a local sushi place we like. Yeah. Hell, I'm in.
You know what did he say if I hand him a $30 bill? Oh, piece of candy.
I want to know where the hell you got a $30 bill.
That's my point.
Yeah, that too.
That's the joke.
Nah, we don't do that. We don't joke here. This is a very serious show.
Yeah.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, we don't.
All right, let's look at Bro's intel before we get too distracted again.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
Always again.
Yeah, every time, man. So 11 days out. These are 20% out of the money. Pretty far out of the money for 11 days out. We do have earnings in 3 days, though. We can look at that earnings move on Intel as well. But just kind of when that flow comes in here, I mean, you have your IV drop. You're filling at the bid. Now, the part that I kind of makes me potentially question here is your bid-ask adjusts a little bit there. So you're technically getting an ascending fill here then. Technically, though, wouldn't you, Nick? Wouldn't this be considered an ascending fill here? It's all the same timing.
Yeah, I don't know that changes my read though, because that could just be a fill thing. The bid offer changed, and it ascended, but they're still getting perfect bid fills. That IV pops a little bit there. I don't know if that scares me away though, because as you see, as the orders continue, we just drop right back down. I think I'm with our Full Metal Mechs that these might be shorted.
I would lean short too.
If they are, today going down isn't going to affect this person's bottom line at all, because it's still so far out of the money pretty close dated. This would need a pretty substantial drop to put these in the money. And if these are short, literally all this trader needs is for the Intel stock price to close above 53. I don't know that it's any stretch of the imagination that they don't think Intel's going to drop $15 in a week.
The only thing that could make it drop, earnings in 3 days.
Yeah, but $15, man, that'd be crazy.
Let's
I mean,
see.
crazier shit's happen. Don't get me like we see IPOs rip 1,000% for no damn reason. Like it could happen.
I mean, it's an implied 9.21%.
Yeah, but that's still only $6.
Yeah.
15's a stretch, bro.
Yeah, I hope it drops 15 because I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be like, hey, guess what? We dropped $15. You never know, but I mean, the likelihood of it happening,
like it would be
probably
an earnings drop of over $10.
Yeah, I mean, you need a 20% drop on it. I mean, that's
it's not crazy, but I don't know. Let's save this one because I want to revisit it. I think they're short personally.
Yeah, I would say short too. I mean, if we didn't have earnings, you can almost look at that percentage as that it's out of the money and kind of assume a little bit there too.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, that delta. I mean, it's about a 1-to-1 ratio on that delta to theta there. I mean, you'd have to get a big earnings move, but yeah, I would lean short on those there too. And just kind of the other part I was going to touch on there too is that IV spike there. You're seeing that too because that price is kind of going up there as well too. So I mean, you're up 9 cents there on Intel there. So that's kind of what I like to see what that price is doing as well when that IV increases or decreases. Because obviously if that IV would have, if that price would have dropped to like, let's just say 66, 10,
this damn
that IV is going to kind of
YouTube chat just translating shit. I thought I turned it off.
It's still doing that. It's still doing that stupid
TSEM. Yeah, Lucero, I kind of agree with you, man. I don't know about a $13 drop by May 1st. I could be wrong, dude.
Yeah.
It can happen. I've seen some crazy shit. Stuff can happen, but I'm doubtful that somebody longed those. Maybe it could be along more like in the hedge type of logic, but I don't know that I would long something that's $13 down on a $66 stock personally. But we had a TSEM request from the YouTube homies.
Yeah, do we have a specific contract at all, or
you know the answer to that?
That's probably a no. So let's just do
Soapy Pony. Do you have any specific contract, or are we just looking at it in general? No, TSEM. TSEN.
Oh,
not our good friend Taiwan Semiconductor. We do look at that one quite a bit, though.
Is that what TSEN?
EM with an M.
EM. I was like, I don't see that.
Power Semiconductor.
Guys, okay, here you go. This is let's just kind of do a overview there. Yeah, not a ton of option premiums kind of trade on this. More recently, a lot of kind of bid side calls again doesn't necessarily mean bearish there.
NQ did that exact same range again, by the way. So we're in range traders zone and have been all morning. So if you're a range trader, keep an eye on that same range and keep flipping your position at the extremes until they break one. All right, TSEM, I'll shut the hell up. New low of the day on the NASDAQ.
Oh, missed it. Yeah, that 717-170 call is kind of your highest volume contract. Very expensive contract, though. $69 a contract. Pretty expensive there. We do have 200 open contracts on it already. These are very, very deep in the money, too. I typically will avoid super deep in the money. If they exercise these, you will not know until that open interest updates tomorrow there. Wait, we can take a peek at these again. I don't like them being that far in the money. Yeah.
When I say deep in the money stuff, a lot less interested personally. There's a lot of shenanigans that happen with deep in the money contracts, a lot of hedging, a lot of arbitrage. And when the position's that small yet so expensive, I'm not assuming it's me or Anthony taking that trade. You know what I mean? Like in either direction, whether it's short or long, I don't see myself spending $7,000 on a contract. You feel me?
These could have some interest here. There's a lot of open interest here on that 515-200 put here. Looks like has been getting added to possibly here. Getting that 413, 8,000 contracts carry over. 1,700 traded here on the 15th. Most of that carried over. 617 there on Friday. Majority of that carrying over. It almost looks like a position build here to me. Oops, I don't want to go 30 days, sorry. Okay. But I wonder if they are short these. I mean, look at your big candle here, that original 6,000 there.
Give it a click.
All coming, oh, and it's a big multi-leg trade. Again, this is why you go in and do a deep dive on the flow.
Let's see if this is another one of those long-term rolls. Nope, we got a nice spread going on here.
Yeah, a little ugly.
I don't like the fills at all on any. We've got that 620 to 710 bid-ask spread on the 165. None of these are very confidently for the ask of the bid for me. So I can't even. The only way I can speculate on this is to guess which direction is which, and that's a little hard. I'm gonna be because with the fills are all over the place. You can assume they're extremely bullish and they're selling the puts to open and buying the calls to open, creating a synthetic long. You could do the opposite. You could say that they're buying the puts and selling the calls, which is a synthetic short, both of which have a very high risk of ruin, meaning you can lose significantly more money than you put into it. I like seeing synthetics. I would never play one myself, but this one's not clear. We don't know where these fills are going. They're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, just in multi-legs. I mean, I typically will avoid them. Just
a synthetic long will get me into a long, though. I'll say, like, if this were crystal clear, if these were a perfect 1080 fill on the calls, perfect 1880s on those 200s, perfect 620s on the 165s, I'd be like, this is a synthetic long. Bro's got big balls and a lot of money. I'll buy some calls on this, but I'm not that confident. I'm leaning toward that. But
what the hell is a long jade lizard, dude? I've never even heard of half of these frickin' multi-legs.
Everything has an explanation. Everything has an explanation. But again, that's making a very bold assumption. I would lean toward... What in that? Oh, I did that. I can zoom in on your screen on Discord now? Oh, shit.
Interesting.
All right, I'm done with that. I don't know. I would almost lean toward it being a bullish position, but it's hard. I don't like the fills.
It is slightly bullish. A jade lizard is slightly bullish. I've never heard of a jade lizard in my life.
Really? There's some weird shit out there, dude.
Yeah, I know.
There's one called like a panda, and it's like 12 legs of craziness. Like hell nah.
Yeah,
the most you'll see me do when it comes to spreads is like a straddle, a strangle.
Roll the contract out.
Yeah, roll the contract
out.
All right, I want to see if the NASDAQ can go a little lower here. They're setting another range below. They didn't test the extreme of the range above quite yet, so I'm not jumping into it. Keeping an eye on it. What else we got on TSEM before we move on to TSM? Because then we did get a TSM request. Yeah.
I think this is one that we just looked at, the 165. Am I crazy?
Yeah, that is.
Crazy. Yep, that is. Okay.
That might be all there is to it.
Not click on that one. Maybe that's 190 call, possibly. A lot of... back on 324. So I gotta go back a little bit more. Yeah, that would have been a big no-sider there, and I bet you it is a cross trade. You want to bet? Oh, it's not. No, we're not gonna bet on that.
Late reported.
We're not gonna bet on that one.
I'd like that even less than a cross trade.
Yeah, that's extremely ugly. I mean, you don't know what's going on in here. I'm not even having a bid ask on the thing. I mean, that's...
I'm in a tight stop short. I want to see if they can get this lower.
For next up, someone named G on the X chat just asked about SPX 7055 420 puts. So I locked that in the chat.
SPX is going to be hard. SPX gets messy. We can look at it. Let's look at TSM first, though, because TSM came in first.
Okay, yeah, let's go do TSM. Let's go do TSM. So I'm gonna say it doesn't look like anything on SPX here.
It's
That's kind
messy.
of
A lot of volume,
that's a
yes.
real.
We have absolutely new positions opening, but look at the fill prices. They're all over the place. Bid, ask, mid. They're everywhere. We don't have any directionality here. Now, I do like seeing flurries come in near the bottom of the position's value. But again, there's no guarantee that any of these are bought or sold at all. No guarantee whatsoever. Everything is very mid-fill, very bid, very ask. There's no
There's not a
directionality for
there's not a
me.
clean opening
Yeah.
singular volume candle in there. There's
But
just
we
too
have
many
new
contracts
positions
changing
for
hands on
sure. There's just no
something.
way to know if these
Yep.
positions are staying open. The directionality of them isn't clear. Sometimes I know a lot of people who trade the gamma exposure levels in a very similar way to me will use momentum filters with SPX contracts. I'm not great at that, but sometimes you can kind of see flurries of action across strikes. If it's mostly leaning ask side, they'll put a little bit of eggs into that basket, a handful or two. But if it's messy and every single contract kind of looks like this, I'm not going to really dive into it too deep because there's not a whole lot for me to glean from that.
And there can be so many contracts just being handed off within here. I mean, obviously none of this is going to carry over because they all expire today. So, kind of, unless it's a big clear volume opening candle, then maybe it's going to get my attention. But yeah, there's just too much going on in something like this. And even if then this is on the 5-minute time frame, you bump this down to the 1-minute time frame, there's just tons and tons and tons there. I mean, you don't know who's who, and if there is a big singular whale, and they're just too messy on something like that.
It's all Jay-Z. It's
So,
always been Jay-Z.
it always will be Jay-Z. So TSM now. So
TSM, baby.
Last 14 days. So we did, and if it's just kind of a blanket request, usually this is kind of how I like to do this. Just kind of look at that premium, see if there's anything interesting, see if prices moved in the direction of a premium. So like first thing that catches my eye here, April 16th, big huge drop in that net call premium. So I do just want to go back right away and see what potentially caused that here. And my guess is it's probably a lot of those expiring contracts on that day there. The 16th was what, Thursday last week? Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna probably assume that, are we dropping?
No, I'm just looking at the devaluation of that contract there. Hopefully homie was short. It does look like we had ins and outs on the 16th there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a big bid side call here. Maybe this maybe no, they're all expired. I don't want to spend too much time and dive into it. We'll do it quick. I say it, then I go and do it. Let's just, it'll take a second here. So it could possibly be this one here. I mean, it's a bit, but no, that shouldn't even impact the net premiums at all. It's probably these guys up here. I mean, heavy volume, and just look at the bid side on there. So I mean, it's gonna impact that. Yeah, that 423 there. And this looks like it's probably related to each other right here. That 617, 260, and 270 call 3 days ago.
All right, I am in a short that's printing. I just took half off. I'm just going to flash on screen where we are. I was in 6 MNQs, which is a little over half of one NASDAQ. Oh, here we go. This is moving. There we go. That is the rejection I wanted, baby. If they bounce out of this, I'm just going to take it. That's a good trade already. Because they can test way back up, basically to my break even, and still hold the same bearish pattern that I got in the short for. So I'm just gonna, I don't want them to make a new high on this 1 minute candle. We already took profit on half. We're only in a half size position. I will let them stop this out in profit and not really give a shit. Let's see how far they can take this down. If they take it all the way down to the bottom of this VWAP cloud I got. See? I'll just throw on a buy limit order there. If they get way down there, bro, I'm gonna be screaming. I don't like this bottom wick here.
That 70-50 expanded there too on that update.
I'm going to take this off and wait for a back test. That was a damn good trade. I'm not going to get greedy here. We'll leave that as it is. I'll let y'all know if I pop in again, but I'm liking this. They lost 71.10 and back tested it from below, and that's where I entered my short, and they got me right to my target and some. So I'm happy as hell with that. I'm not going to complain there. We're chilling, guys.
Yeah, it's looking like lower to me here too. That 71.70 dropped off. The 71.35 dropped off. Your 71.25 slightly dropped off.
I'm doing that thing where I'm boring as shit after a win again. I gotta get more excited. I gotta pump up the volume on myself, y'all. I did it again.
Let me know when you do
that. That was the most. I made like
$250
$250 on that trade on this little prop account we've been slinging around, and I didn't even celebrate. I was just like, all right, cool, yeah. I'm a boring ass guy, man.
But
boring
I
as
mean,
hell.
That's good though. I mean, like you don't.
It
want
is,
to be
but it's
emotional
bad
when you're
entertainment.
trading. I mean,
but it's bad
yeah,
entertainment.
yeah.
I guess I could get my tits out. That'd be good entertainment. Would that work? Chat, would that work? Sound off on Twitter and YouTube. Would that work? Would you guys? Would that pump up the views? Oh, we do have an actual full-blown contract request.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a Sony one.
Yeah, if you're looking at it on mobile,
January
Tucker,
26th?
it's gonna go
No, I'm
away.
not.
Yeah, the Twitter's chat sucks, bro. If you're watching on mobile, the chat just disappears. But I promise, if you
January
see your
26th.
thing disappear in the mobile chat, we see it. The desktop chat stays. We won't miss you. So keep pumping in those contracts. We'll take a look. Paul Rogers is getting excited for me. All right, let's go. Let's go.
I can't find the January 26th.
What was it?
Call.
Sony.
Yeah.
250. Adam, are you looking
25,
at the right
25.
thing?
Adam, corrected it's 25, but I don't know if January 26th is correct either.
I have
No.
121, 28, but
What are we?
2028.
Or
Hey, Adam, can you double check that?
Adam, you really bungled this one.
Yeah.
He just sent us on a wild goose chase, bro.
Yeah,
He did say 25, the 25.
Yeah.
But what's the Jan 26?
Leap 2025. What?
I'm so lost. Go to
Adam-
the 2027 $25 contract. I can't think of any other year. 2025's in the past, bro.
What?
You're killing me, man. What did you say? We're going back in time.
I mean, the only one that there's only a couple that
28.
is it a
So
new
lost.
position that's coming in today?
Why
or
are we
is it
looking
like
at
a
shit in
previous
2028,
position?
bro? Leap
I feel like
25.
Adam's pulling a fast one on us at this point, dude.
I'm looking at what's here. I mean, maybe he's talking about the 6/18/25 call. I mean, it's not January, but there's a lot
got
of
some
open
OI.
interest on that one. Same with
Screw it,
that
grab it. We'll look at
5-1
it.
and one-
How
How about we look at that? How
until
about we
some
look at the
clarity.
115? We'll look
That
at the
makes more sense because he
115.
did say January a couple of times.
Yep,
So let's
and there's an open
assume.
interest on it.
Let's
Well,
assume it's the 2027 January.
and it
Nice
looks
little
like that
new
all came
position
in.
there.
Yep.
Flip that shit on the 7-day. Let's take a look at that. Ooh, interesting. They're both openers. They stayed open. They're both openers.
Yep.
And they're equal size just about. I would almost speculate it's the same homie. I wish this trailed in, but that's perfect to ask.
100 there.
Let's look at that other candle. About 500 on that one, too. That is just, that's messy here. 130, 124, 127.
Yeah.
These are, I'm going to be real with you.
these
I'm
look-
leaning
These
bot.
look buy to me. Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna
leaning
say you're
bot.
filling at that bid, but I mean, I like
Thanks for the
that IV
repost, Persian
increasing
Derek.
up
Appreciate
there.
you.
Yeah,
I'm leaning
I'd
bot to
probably
open on
lean
those.
buy, just combining that with your other data
Mhm.
point there. 270 days, 16% on the money. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that patient, but yeah.
I am
anything
not that
else?
patient. I will sometimes, like even for short dated flow, I'll buy like a couple months out. But they're in very rare that I'll hold a contract anywhere near expiration. It's pretty rare. I see my gains and get out. I take my stop loss and get out. Our net put premiums are juicing, and we're about to make new lows down toward that 70-90 area, I think, Anthony. And I'm not in it anymore, so we'll wait.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
look
Hey,
at 'em.
see, now
Look at them stair stepping down very cleanly on the NASDAQ. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. I would want to see them bounce back up to my level at 734.50 there to take a really clean short because the stop would only be about 10 points. But I'll keep you updated if I take
Okay,
it.
Adam updated. Sony 115.27, $25.
Yep. All right, cool. We are
Okay.
on the right contract. We figured it out. We got there, bro. We got there. Don't worry about it. He said
That's one
sorry
week
for
from my-
spazzing. Don't do it. Hey, you. How many minutes have you watched this show of any episode, bro? Spazzing out is what we do on the show. I'm an actual
also, you know,
spastic.
numbers are close together on the keyboard, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Anthony, I am gonna get a new soda. If you want to take a look at whatever the hell else comes in the next few seconds here, I will be right back.
Sounds good. Yeah, those Sonys do look pretty good there, I'd say. That first candle a little better there with it all coming in at the ask. I do like, what I like about Sony here is kind of looking at that, the highest volume contracts, again, not the highest amount of contracts coming in, but that 424.21.5 call is getting some action here. Would like to see how much of this carries over. Let's just kind of see how it may look there. And do this, Nick drank a lot of soda. Didn't he just get one like an hour ago? I feel like he did. Tucker's not even paying attention. He's on his phone.
What do you want me to say, man?
Agree with me? Like, you don't have to say anything.
Absolutely
just agree
not.
with me. Well, I said Nick drinks a lot of soda. This is like his third one already on the day.
Oh, no, Nick. Oh, okay.
No wonder
Okay.
what.
Yeah.
Wonder why he's cracked out half the time.
Yeah, no, I can't take that much sugar, man. Like, I'm just like,
I can't either.
maybe it's like a mental thing where I'm like, you know, I just want to like make sure I limit my sugar intake, even though I'm certainly not overweight, but I'm just like, you know, well, like maybe once a week.
Fair
And
enough,
now
fair
I'm
enough.
back.
Nick, we're talking about your fat
There-
ass. How many sodas you drink a day?
They are sugar-free, thank you very much.
Oh,
So that
what's the
question's
question?
irrelevant.
it's,
Just saying.
it's just even as bad.
A
I
couple.
was doing a little. I was
Anywhere,
looking at a-
anywhere between 1 and 6. It depends on the day. It depends on how much I'm tweaking. Adam, apologize for being spazzy. I am the spaz of the Unusual Whales team by far, and that's why I yell into a microphone. It is what it is. But yeah, I drink a couple. Hey, man, you know.
those. I was looking at those 618 27.5 Sonys that came in too, to kind of go off that. This one is
Ooh,
interesting, but
bounce.
there's just kind of a lot of contracts changing hands. Let me go back 60 here, I think. A lot of this started coming in late or early February, okay, never mind. Like December here, and I mean, most of that carried over. I mean, you're seeing it looks like small position building here. Just kind of looking at that there. I mean, I haven't seen a big drop in that open interest off big volume, but when we get up here on 2-4, it looks like maybe some potential profit taking or so there, or at least closing their position. I don't know what their average was there. We can pop that out after, but yeah, big drop in open interest there. Again, 10,000 here, so a majority of that position is now being held by somebody else. So 10,000 contracts traded there on 3-5. A drop in open interest. Now, if that full position would have closed out, you would have saw about 10,000 contracts, give or take, there drop off that open interest. You know it's passed off to somebody else because there's only a significant, or not a whole lot significant. There's only a littler drop there compared to that total volume traded on the day there of that open interest. So somebody is holding about 7,300, give or take, of that, or of this volume that was.
We
wasn't
are
like,
about to. Oh yeah! Oh
Are we
my
done still?
God!
Oh, we
Hold,
are
I'm
done.
flattening
Oh,
right
boy.
now. We just holy shit, dude! Is there news? Somebody look for news right now. Holy fucking
I just said in the
shit!
chat, why are you guys looking at Sony? Watch the market, guys. What the fuck?
Holy fuck! We are knifing, dude. I don't even know if my orders are gone. This
Holy shit!
is that prop account. I have no idea if my order closed. Tradeovate just completely froze. Oh my God! I wanted, so here I'm gonna turn my executions on, and you'll see where I was. Oh my God! I might have just accidentally made it very difficult for myself to get a payout from this account. Where are we at here? Trading. I want to put execution marks on so you can see where I entered. Look at that shit. I entered and tripled down on this candle and I just rode this bastard to the bottom, and I don't know what happened. My profit take was here. It took half my position off and then knifed it. Anthony, this is one of those profit counts that has a percentage consistency rule. So I'm going to have to be working my ass off on this account after that.
Anyone in the chat, do you guys know what just happened?
Is there news somewhere?
I've got it, Tucker.
This little prop account is up 800, which is I'm supposed to be doing like $300 days on this. Leave it to me to complain about winning more than I meant. What a knife! What happened? What'd they get to there? Did they get to that 70-90? Go ahead and hover your mouse on the periscope. A little higher. Well, just look at the candle, bro. Yeah, they to the 70-90 and bounce. Right. Hot diggity damn, dude. Please tell me somebody in chat was in puts when that happened. Please. Holy shit.
Your news drop was highly unlikely the ceasefire with Iran
I'm shocked.
Extended.
I'm shocked. There's that headline risk, y'all. It happened to my benefit, but it's going to make my life harder. I got to work really hard to get that baby $1,000 payout on this shitty tiny prop account.
It wouldn't surprise me to see that change in an hour.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get a Trump tweet yeet to the other direction, right back to that 71.10. I'm curious to see how market maker positioning changes in about 7 minutes, because I imagine we see a little bit of movement there. That was nice. I think I just got us a nice little clip. Jesus, what a move. I'm not going to touch this because that volatility, like I said, it froze trade evade. I'm done for the day, y'all. That was a trade, and that was like 4 winning trades in one. Like, that was a candle and a half. Good old-fashioned Trump tweet yeet. We're vibing. What a morning. Very nice. I'm going to have to trade way more now to get that average down on this account, but it is what it is. I can't be too mad.
That's so stupid.
That was spicy. That was spicy. Chat, was anybody in puts for that? Full metal, I don't think it was that, bro. But I got Trump has said gas prices will soon drop when the Iran war ends. I don't think it was that one. Came in at 7:52 p.m. What's your time zone, bro? My man's messaging us from Germany or some shit. No, it ain't even that.
No,
it ain't even that late close. There. It ain't nowhere near that. It ain't nowhere near that. He's from the future. He's messaging us from tonight.
Hey, tell us what the market's gonna do tomorrow, then.
Yeah, for real, dude. Give me some lottery numbers too, and we'll really have a funded account.
Hey, I mean,
I was in the small position of 0 DTE 709 Ps to hedge a large position of 710 Cs. You banked on those puts in the short term there. It looks kind of like they're going to leg down again here on the NASDAQ too. Dude. Headline risk, baby. Keep your stops on. Keep your size small, because Jesus Christ.
Oh, you messed up the PM AM. He's in the Pacific time.
That was a 110-point drop in the NASDAQ in seconds, by the way. A good old-fashioned tweet can blow your shit up. Be careful with that. Oh my God. That was fun. That was fun to watch. All right. While this kind of chops around near the lows, let's go ahead and take some more flow reviews. We got a little bit more time here. 710 ain't going anywhere yet. That 7110, it's still hanging out. But that 7050, you're right. That blew up a couple time periods ago, huh? What a move. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
that was fun.
It was I wouldn't have wanted to go long. I mean, just you're seeing that upside gamma kind of dropping off a little bit there, and then that kind of building a little there. You know, just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on those updates. Yeah, Tucker, any other flow coming in?
People mostly just talking about the crazy shit that just happened. But,
fair enough. NQ's trying to leg down again, homies. Let's see what they do. Yeah, I'm not in anything. I'm done after that shit. I'm gonna have to chip away at that percentage, but this was a nice move down. Markets did not like that at all. Can you real quick? Can you go to one of the oil names? It doesn't really matter which one. See if we got any preemptive flow to that tweet.
Let's do XOM. just looks like it's been kind of climbing all day
Yeah.
there. Let's do...
Nothing real
let me
strong
check
front
Oxy
running.
for you. Let's do Oxy for you. Is Oxy? Oh, I was like, what? I saw the red and I was just like, puts here, but
OxyClean? But wait, there's more! Billy Mays here!
Maybe a little pump here. Look at that little
Kind of into the
spiky
move
there.
though, huh?
It was,
A little bit into the move.
yeah.
Those puts
I
came
wonder if
off
it was
right in
this
line with the
one.
move as well, so I'm not seeing anything crazy preemptive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hard to tell with those fills, but that flow did come before the move, but it's hard to tell with those fills what they were thinking.
Yeah, just not really anything
What a spice fest.
interesting. Jeez, my pings are just going off. Yeah, look at the ask. I mean, I'm just getting slammed with ask side puts. Just variety of names in here. Again, a lot.
People trying to
lot
chase
of
some
earnings,
momentum
too.
there.
Rocket Lab puts getting yeah.
I'm still just watching the NASDAQ. It does look like it wants to leg lower here. If they set this lower high, I think they're going.
Earnings season, my least favorite time of year. Jay-Z's favorite time of the year.
Yeah. Little degen. He should be coming back at some point. Or he abandoned us. He didn't come back with milk or cigarettes last month. We'll have to see what's going on there, I guess.
Oh, I mean, it's like Groundhog's Day, like
Yeah.
Jay-Z. Like if you don't see a shadow, like he ain't coming out.
Damn, that was fun. That was fun to watch. Let's see if they can keep pushing it lower. Oil liked it. I mean, it didn't like it. You know what I mean? It moved accordingly. Oh my god.
Yeah, not everything on that tie is just screaming bearish to me. And I mean, this is when it starts to get really bearish for me. Like when I mean, you see those premiums dive. Oh man, we just keep.
So just taking us back to the title, is SPY smoked on 420? Kind of a little bit, yeah. I mean, we're still way up from last week. Don't get me wrong. But we're down 0.5% now when we're green on the day. Spicy. Like I said, I'm done scalping for the day. I ain't touching this no more. That was way more than I was aiming for. I'm happy with that. Again, this isn't on my cash account. This is on a prop account. So that's going to make my life a little more difficult for payouts, but who cares, dude? That was fun.
I'm just looking at tomorrow's expiration, too, just to kind of get an idea. Yeah, it's just, I mean, not a lot of setup, really.
Glad to see a couple people in chat were in puts for that, though. God damn. Did you take your profit, dude?
Good. That is good.
What do you mean, what are you guys smoking? What do you mean it's been straight up? We're talking about right now, dude. I don't give a shit about yesterday. What do you mean?
Well, the market wasn't even open yesterday.
The market just dumped 130 points in the NASDAQ in less than 30 seconds. Just because we're up from last week doesn't mean that's not substantial. What do you mean? Besides, I'm intraday trading. We're scalping and then taking flow trades for the swings. That was scalp.
We did get an actual flow request from Paul Rogers.
Yeah, let's do it.
For CF 120 call for May 15th. Drop that in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, let me
do that.
Let me pull her up.
Jay-Z would like this one. This Full Metal Mix for the one we'll do after Paul.
Let's see. So we got
fertilizer calls came in before the drop. Interesting. But yes, I know we're up in the market, dude. I know. I was just talking about right there. Yeah, it does. Today's not Sunday though, so there is that. I'm just giving you shit, dude.
I don't know why that just absolutely made me brain fart there. I don't know why.
Yeah, but that's not what's happening right now, Lucky. Quite the opposite's happening right now, is what I'm getting at. So we went down on Sunday, yes, but if you take a peek here, we're still going down. Right into that positive gamma zone we talked about out of the open, I want to point out. That was a spicy little call there. Look at that rejection off 7110, dude. Right back down to that 7090 positive gamma. I want to see if they truck it as low as 7075 today. I don't know about 7050, man. That feels far-fetched. That feels far-fetched. Let's look at CLF. I'll shut the hell up.
I was just trying to see where you were having the
Oh, it's Twitter chat.
There. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't see it on YouTube. Yeah, Twitter chat sucks. Anyways, yeah, 800 contracts here. So this is opening volume, at least, and we kind of have some kind of little trailers in here after. Let's look at our first candle here, just kind of see how it looks here. So kind of a lot going on, looks like.
What is CF?
CF is global leader in nitrogen fertilizer.
All right, so this is what he was talking about coming in right before that drop.
Yeah, that could be, I mean, interesting. Obviously, a lot of fertilizer prices have went up due to the Iran stuff. So overlaps earnings. Let's just kind of see what we got here. Getting started out at the bid, $6.99. We turn into that mid, so it's that 470 bid ask there. Did we? So we're still filling there. So now, this is the part that I like about it here. I typically would kind of avoid something that's looking like that bid mid there. I do like this though, how it's coming in at the ask here, and you see that ascending fill. Now it drops a little bit up here, but for the most part it's ascending there, and it's filling on that ask side more there.
Guys, I don't know that this has fallen enough to be a Black Monday repeat. We're not even down 1% yet.
Black Monday?
Let's relax.
Talking about that. It's not even 0.5% down.
We're not even down half. Let's. Yes, it was a fun move. Yes, it was a wide range, but let's relax. Let's relax.
Yeah, once we're down like 4 or 5%, we can talk about a Black Monday.
New update, gamma exposure 7050 got bigger, 7075 got bigger. Our boy up there at 7110 got smaller. Let's see what they do. I ain't chasing shit. I'm hands off. That was an accidental, way bigger win than I was targeting. So we're vibing, but we're getting more gamma setup below us again. Keeping an eye on that. All right, go ahead, CF. I'm gonna shut the hell up. I'm even gonna turn my camera and my microphone off so I can't interrupt. How about that? Look at that.
Well, you keep your mic on because I was gonna ask you.
Well, then I'm gonna interrupt.
I'm not a fan. I mean, it looks. I'd lean by to open. I just don't. I'm not a fan, first of all, about that bid and then how it's filling at the mid like that. It is getting that.
When you get flurry, flow like that,
drops.
Yeah,
it's
a toughie. I'm leaning buy side. We still have all of that open interest as well to keep in mind of. Technically, all of that up until the last few orders could be positional closures, but I'm leaning BTO. It's just hard. I do lean BTO though. I think whoever asked about that is right. Was that Paul?
I think yeah. Yeah, I mean it's
new low SPX.
Yeah. No, there we go. Yeah, I mean it's if you made me pick, like if I had to buy it, if you're making me trade this, I would lean buy to open there. Again, just probably something I wouldn't take though. Just it's a wider bid ask spread. I mean it's coming in more on that ask side, but again it's the fill is just not that.
Yeah,
now if they were all coming in at that 490 there, like you're up at that like 488, 485, so on. I mean, you have a couple that are close to that 480, but again, just that big spread there just kind of makes me hesitate a little bit. And we do have earnings here, and how's that earnings move kind of look on it typically? Ooh, look at that implied move for earnings.
We got some sizable riot flow coming in.
Do we?
Yeah, I'll just drop you the raw link here.
Cool. Yeah, that is. It looks like they're pricing in the biggest implied move here, at least in the last 16 quarters here. Well, 15 technically. This would be quarter 16. So I mean, it's expected a pretty big move there, and just kind of historically, I'll always look at that kind of historical move there. I mean, kind of mixed here. Pretty mixed. I'm not really getting anything too much out of that data there. I would probably lean buy to open on those. Again, just one of those kind of difficult pieces of flow there, and understanding obviously there's a shortage of as well too, especially with the Iran stuff too going on. Let's do
another new low SPX. Another new low on the NASDAQ. Dude, if they go all the way down to the bottom of that overnight range that I drew this morning, way up at the top there was the high of the overnight range at 848-ish. Down here at the bottom, 535 was the low of the range. And I said at the open, I wonder if they backtest that entire overnight range. And they are 50 points away from doing exactly that. Markets didn't love that shit, huh? Headline risk, volatility. If you're an intraday scalper, this is where you can thrive or get blown the fuck up. Both of them.
Yeah, this is your spot here, coming into that positive gamma, looking for a little.
If y'all missed the pre-market session, we called this shit before market even opened. I just wasn't confident in it until they lost that 71-10, and once they did, honey, we were off to the races, fueled by the good old-fashioned Trump tweet, yeet, to the downside.
Yeah,
this time.
I mean, it was positioned up a little. Yeah, let me just go back.
Another new low.
I mean, it was positioned up a little higher at first there, and then
once we got that first update trailing off, though, I got excited.
I mean,
who was it? Somebody in chat this morning said they were fully leaning into the bearish part of our discussion, and homie was right as shit. Where you at? I can't remember who it was. He was in the Twitter chat. But they kept their bearish stance the whole damn time. And they were right as hell. Holy shit.
Those right puts that you sent me to look pretty good here. I got them.
Yeah, those are nice. I'm gonna save those.
IV's increasing, spot price no, nothing negative really to say about that one. Just except the earnings overlapping.
Yeah, the rides are pretty clean.
It doesn't. I mean, and 25 days. I don't really consider this like earnings float. You just have to be aware.
And it's not crazy either. 16% on the crypto names. Honey, that shit happens like daily sometimes. Yeah. Not literally. I mean, it's not. It's just every 10 seconds it's swinging 15%. Nothing like that. But it's not uncommon to see some pretty wide swings if Bitcoin moves one direction or another. Of course, was it lucky the whole time? All I just see is people yelling at him with big caps. I can't remember who it was. I don't want to scroll. I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost in the sauce here. But somebody called that shit. We painted the picture for both possibilities. I see one guy talking about dimethyltryptamine. My man. What's up?
Party in the chat, man.
Yeah, you guys are going hard on 420. Jesus. I'm just sitting here, you know, making the occasional weed joke, and we got homie in the chat seeing God every 10 seconds for the next 10 minutes. May or may not have some experience there. No comment.
I mean, if you were to hold those over earnings, I mean, your average move again can change. It's just derived from the earnings moves. Is a negative 3.3% move, and I mean, you are 25 days out, so you're not overlapping earnings where it's gonna get crushed IV wise. I mean, an 11% move, you get a big move down on something like that. And I mean, historically, just kind of looking at that post-earnings move, it favors the downside more so there.
Holy shit. Yeah, look at, actually go back down. Look at that earnings per share of their last earnings, the consensus versus actual. Holy God.
Yeah, that's...
Ouch. Where were they? They're up from then. They're hanging. They didn't care.
Yeah, it
had a 2-week move of negative 12% after that, and then right back up. What the hell was the one before it? Negative 50% on the 1 day long. Oh, that's the straddle. Okay, I was like, is that the move? They got posted. No. That was the 1 day long straddle, which makes sense because it got nuked. All right, I'll shut the hell up about that again. We did have a specific contract request on the GLW 160 put.
160 put. Expiration probably.
It's the only one with volume today. They didn't keep an expiration in there. Let me see if I missed. Stupid. 160 put for what expiration, Farhan?
Probably 424. I'm guessing. I'll pop it up while we're in here.
Got a little bit of volume today. Pretty low liquidity ticker, it looks like.
Would want to double check. I mean, 76 contracts right here. It looks like it's a big whale, but you do have a lot of open interest here. So if I just back this out and you can see it there, I mean, actually I'll kind of reduce it a little bit. I mean, that 76 contracts could be anything in here. So it's hard to know if it's a specific one person. I can look at it just to kind of see how that 76 might look there. And again, I mean, not really getting anything from that flow either in here. So here's that 76 there. I mean, you technically get an IV decrease there in that spot. Again, pretty wide bid-ask spread there. And then, I mean, you get another 15 contracts after. It's just, there's just too much kind of going on this one. Again, 76 contracts.
No, but not that.
Really,
somebody straight up called the bearish move earlier this morning when we were talking about the range. It wasn't that one. It wasn't that one.
There we go.
All right, GLW.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see really anything on that GLW.
Yeah, Tuffy.
Yeah,
pretty low liquidity name. If we saw some like crazy size come in for that name, my eyebrow would go up because it doesn't look like they get much volume at all on it.
Let's see. Anything,
you did a nice back test. Let's see if they can truck this back up into that opening range or if they're going to chop around down here this time. What a spicy meatball of a move, though. Gotta love that headline risk. Gotta be ready for it. I wasn't, and it went in my direction. I wish I was on the screen when I flattened that, because I spammed that flatten button with the quickness, dude.
This one could be something of interest to look for tomorrow. I mean, they are very far out of the money for weeklies, 18%.
Big build. Let's see that flow from Friday, though. Let's take a look at that 417 volume.
Yeah, that's...
It'd be worth taking a gander here.
Yeah, just looking like, I mean, it's coming in little 40 contract flurries. It looks like 20 contracts here, then you got a big 158. I mean, and this all did carry over. I mean, I'd probably lean buy to open on those. I mean, 4 days out, though, that's very, very short term for that far out of the money. I wonder if, I mean, you got to get a nice move by tomorrow. I mean, just kind of looking here. I mean, that's such a low delta against that theta. I wonder, though, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, maybe they're averaging down after that theta hit, possibly. Again, I mean, you don't know. This might not even be the same person. This could be somebody totally different. It's only 300 contracts. I mean, if I had to make an educated guess, I would say it's probably related. I mean, this is that volume from Friday. Other than that, I mean, this is not a highly traded name. So I would make the assumption this is probably related in here. If it's a buy or open or close, again, a little harder to kind of diagnose. Let's look at that volume from today, though. Again, just, yeah, not a lot from the feed here. Just, yeah, that's your first trade on the day of the 91 there. And, I mean, it's kind of a lot of bid side junk coming in after. Again, probably not related there, but yeah, just kind of a trickier one.
Yeah, that IV's all over the place too.
Yeah, I would double check that open interest tomorrow for sure on that. Otherwise, let me just do a quick. Let's go back a little bit. So, oh yeah, Friday was our big spike, and that was our trade. It looks like there from Friday. Let me just do a little double check, see if we had anything else on Friday. Yeah, it looks like that was or maybe that 618-100 call as well.
Good
too. I mean,
God.
1,000 contracts.
Nope,
that
closure.
didn't even carry over.
Closure right there.
Yep, let's just see if we can see that. So it looks like that could potentially have been the closure there, give or take. I want to see what that January or the February looked like here. February, so 13. So yeah, just kind of a lot of open. And there's been a lot of open interest on this one for a while. Looks like it started back in kind of mid-September there, possibly. I mean, ads there.
Yeah, with that much of a spread out in the dates, though, it's kind of hard to confidently say we're looking at the same trader. But that's been sitting in for quite some time. It's not a new position by any. But it does look like a good chunk of that fell off on Friday. 1,000 transacted, 850 fell off open interest. That means about 150 contracts changed hands, and the rest were straight up closed. Nobody purchased / sold those contracts on the other side of that. that position is partially closed at least.
Yeah, that's...
Keeping an eye at the NASDAQ here. We did get a request for the MU $460 call expiring on the 24th.
424 right here. Perfect,
Sir.
perfect. This one, again, a little messy here. Just a lot of kind of intraday volume, just nothing major sticking out to me on this one. We do have a lot of open interest as well. So let me just kind of back you up to show you what I'm seeing. So like, here's today's volume right here. And then look at your previous volume here. You don't know who's kind of has contracts there, passing contracts off, maybe opening more. Now, if we had a big spike come in here, that might kind of identify as an opening trade. We'd have to see what the volume looked like and all that. But yeah, I'm not really seeing much on this. Just kind of a lot of volume here, and like the volume from Friday, you only had about 1,600 carryover out of the 8,500. So again, a lot of contracts that's changing hands on these names. Even look at 416 there, 11,000 contracts there. And here's your 416, and I'm gonna actually...
Bit of a 3-bar reversal on the NASDAQ off of the bottom here. Looks like buyers are trying to take a stab at it. Let's see if they push that bad boy up. Damn.
Like
those of you who had puts during all that, good shit, guys. That's on.
Yeah, that was a nice catch on that. Yeah, that 416, like look at all that volume trade on 416, 11,598 there. Barely any of that carried over there. I mean, that is a lot of contracts just changing hands there intraday, and that's that's kind of the problem with all those big spikes there. Like you see them and you're like, oh, they might be adding. You need that open interest update to confirm. Now, if you just have one big large spike, like let me like this, let me just come up here. Like these SMTCs, these came in and opened 3,000 contracts. I don't see anything else, and obviously anything can happen throughout the rest of the day, but you can easily kind of eyeball something like this and obviously back it up with that volume there. There hasn't been 3,000 other contracts traded here on the day. This whale's 100% in. Now again, it's always kind of trying to determine if they are long or short those contracts, but I mean, after that original 3,009 contracts, we've only had 590 traded, and that could be people following along from here, so on. You never know. And again, nothing that we're calling out is financial advice. Just always do your own due diligence. But yeah, I mean, like this is easy to track versus kind of like that MU where it's just all over the place. So like, here's your 1-day volume. You can't really pick a singular trader out on something like that. And even if you did, like, just say you picked out that first candle just because, it's about 50-50 ask and bid side there. So it's not a clear directional trade there on something like that. So I'm going to say I don't see anything interesting on that 441 or on the 460 MU put there. Or was it the call? No, it was the call. Sorry.
It was the call.
I
yep.
That up. Okay, yeah, I had it up. I was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, no, that is correct. Thing else flow-wise come in. Wolf call has been getting slapped the past like.
Yeah, which is funny because we're seeing bearish flow on other crypto names like Hood and Riot. Wolf hurts me. If you guys know Brad and the Unusual Whales server that's in Milt server a lot as well, JZ server sometimes, he roasted me the other day pretty good. Hold on. Damn it. I just, dude, I called so much of the crypto names and didn't play any of them. Wolf is up 773% since this post. I'm going to click it.
Oh,
I was gonna get Wolf, but shit ripping already, so I'll wait, find support, and get the pullback. Guess what? The pullback didn't happen. He even mapped it out on the picture where I called it. Look at that shit, man. Like, come on. And if you look at Hood in that same range, it's just as insulting. But not as much percentage gain, but it's just as insulting. Pain, the one that got away, except there's like 10 that got away.
Oh,
Oh, Wolf. More calls coming in on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last 7 days here. I mean, it's favored the upside there. Favored the upside there. Just
those calls are really slapping at the ask too as they come in.
Yeah, yes they are.
Slap at the ask.
Let's go back to today. Yeah, I want to look at these wolf calls there again. A little too much. How much has this thing been up in the last like week? I mean, it's up 12%.
At least 350.
It's getting there. Month up.
Getting there.
The month is up 38%.
Look at this bounce off those bottoms. Buyer said, get bent. Sellers, we're going to run it back. We're up about 110 points from the bottom. Still 300 points to go to break the overnight highs. Well, 250.
Jeez.
That's fun. Dude, they got right to the top of that range, the bottom of the negative gamma range, and right the hell back up, trying to get their way back up to our good man line in the sand, 7110 SPX. Keep an eye on that, but look how much that range widened, favoring the downside there. We saw that shit happening in real time. I'm going to be real, I didn't expect it to happen fast like that, but that's what you get with the Trump tweet yeet.
And didn't we call that out too at the beginning? I was like, hey, might be it was looking bullish. I mean, it opened and I was like, hey, might get that Trump tweet. And there you go. There it is. Maybe I hacked his Truth Social and I put something out. So
yeah, Anthony did it.
It was me. Just see the feds come breaking in behind me right now. Yeah, the wolf. I just don't. I'm just not personally a fan of chasing something that's up that much. And then over the last week too, I mean, there's momentum traders. Again, I like to kind of find that move before it happens. But I mean, these look pretty good anyways. And these actually expire on earnings day, so earnings must be a Friday. Yeah, I mean, IV increases, spots filling at the ask. Yeah, these look like a buy there to me.
Somebody asked about FLWS, which is penny stock adjacent, sub $5. This is 1-800-Flowers. Yeah, they're up almost 20%. I don't know why. Do they have earnings? There is a flurry of flow this morning, but we've got kind of all over the place on the initial hits here. This seems pretty convincingly ask side a few minutes ago, but the flow this morning seems to be a flurry of chase. These came in right out of the gate here. Let me see how we're filling on these. Mostly at the bid off of open, but again, it was a little bit of a wide spread. I'm assuming these are 5-cent intervals on most retail brokers.
Probably.
It's too clean there. Yeah, these are 5-cent intervals. So when you trade contracts with these 5-cent intervals, you got to be careful because you might scare yourself right out of the gate if you get a market order. But I mean, it's juicing. These orders came in a few minutes after open. It seems chasey to me. I'm gonna be honest. These didn't seem to preempt that move at all. What else do we got in? Like this is momentum buying, in my opinion. Assuming these are BTO, some of them look like exits of the ones they got in the morning. That strike is the main strike of interest, and it seems to kind of played its course. What about these $7 calls? Again, still really unclear on these fills. Yeah, that's closer to the ask, but it's a really wide spread. This is perfect bid after the bid-ask spread shifts. Let me see if we have anything with open interest. Played this one. We really don't. The only things with open interest are a couple of puts, but they're not very big. Like, no real clean positioning on any of those. It doesn't look like we had any front runners. These Junes look like buys. These June $5 calls. 70, 60, 60 at the ask, at the ask, at the ask, at the mid, but that's some shenanigans with the NBBO. Look at that. Somebody jumped the offer on that, and they still filled right around that 60. Then the offer stayed elevated, and they filled at 70 this time. So I'm leaning on these, even though they're itty-bitty orders to start, I'm leaning on these being BTO, even though they're not a perfect at the ask. This, again, though, kind of looks like a momentum chaser, right? It's already up 14% from the open at the time that these filled. Now it's up another almost 5% from there, but I mean, it feels momentum-y. These didn't front run it. You can see the contract was already elevated in value. This feels like a momentum chaser to me as well. I don't really see any evidence of somebody front running this, But I mean, it's 1-800-Flowers. Who the hell's going to front run that? I didn't even know they had a stock.
To see if anybody.
I didn't even know they had stocks. I didn't know they traded.
Tweeting about it. Let's see.
They don't have earnings till May, so it wasn't that. Why the hell are they up?
No, I'm just looking through Twitter to see if anybody is, you know.
This new. I bet scroll reel's busted. It's driving me fucking insane. Dude, not shit.
A lot of Furu people kind of.
Yeah, literally nothing.
No
big news, unless I'm missing something entirely. No big news.
I'm not seeing anything either. I mean, and
people just wanted some damn flowers for 420, dude. We gonna hate on that? Do we hate love here on this show?
They're getting the wrong type of flower for 420.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this thing absolutely no option volume either. I mean,
buying the wrong shit. Yeah, nothing until today. That was kind of my point. I think all the flow we're seeing on flower is momentum chasing. I didn't see really anything front running.
Yeah, there's no news. I didn't see anything on
it's just cause I didn't even really see. I guess I could that window. Lost it. Lost my window. Check. I'm just gonna see if there was like a crazy bonkers batshit crazy amount of shorting going on and they're short squeezing it. I mean, like if anything, shorts have fallen off over time on this. If my scroll wheel could quit fucking with CBOE short volumes, like they're not elevated like they were back in January. It's been kind of baseline without significant increases in shorts. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. I got nothing. All I know is that today's flow on it definitely seems momentum based. I don't really see any front running. I don't see any indication that was going to happen in the flow either. Nothing real new going on there.
Yeah, just one of those. I kind of scoured Twitter a little bit. Just kind of a lot of furus talking about it. So just be cautious.
But I mean, they're not pumping it by any means. The amount of buying moving it that much is probably more than some furu on Twitter's gonna move it.
Yeah, something interesting on that. Yeah, just caution on something like that, especially with no news. That always kind of should catch your attention there. Jeez, tides still pick up there. Any other flow? What else is going on here?
We can do a quick rundown of filters, and then we've been going about 2.5 hours. I think the show's going to be about that long. We'll kind of play around with the segments. So you guys in chat, you can tag me on Twitter at NicholasFNS. What you guys want to see on the show, and we'll mess around. You know, we'll figure something out. But we're giving these segments a little bit of try. That was a nice big pop on the NASDAQ there. They just chugged right up to VWAP and rejected. Let's see if the buyers are really back in the house, pushing to that 7110 SPX.
Premiums.
Hit him with the boom. It'd be dope if they played the whole range. Like that would be that'd be dope. The full gap that they made overnight, they chugged through that. Now they're pushing back up into it from below. If they play the full range out, that's just going to be the funniest shit ever. To me, anyway. I'll have a chuckle.
Yeah, get into that lunch time. So I feel like, you know, time for that 2-hour lunch on Wall Street.
Man, I should probably eat some too. I'm getting a little peckish. But it's only 10:30 Central, man. Like I usually don't even get hungry until like 4 p.m.
Jeez. These could be interesting. I run puts here again, overlaps earnings. Good IV spike there, spot filling with the ask. Just kind of follow that up. Yeah, I mean these look like a buy here to me. Again, you just have that earnings overlap there. I know IREN has been cooking the last couple
IREN comes up every episode, it seems like.
Yeah, look at the last week move on that. 25%, up 25%. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to, you know, maybe see some profit taking. I mean, that's a significant move in a week there. Pretty significant move. Yeah, these could be of interest here. I mean, only thing that would kind of hold caution for me, again, the overlap earnings. And I think their earnings, let's just see how. Well, when they hit that implied move for earnings, look at that, it's all to the upside. It would need.
And
to
if you're an
break that
earnings trader,
trend.
you want to see that implied move getting new.
Yeah. Like for those puts, I probably would not. Just kind of, if I knew I had to hold them over earnings, history's not on my side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like when they breach that implied move that the options weeklies options contracts are pricing in, when they break out of it, it seems to be to the upside.
Yeah, we don't even have one move to the downside. So that's.
Well, they did lose to the downside. He just means outside of that implied.
Yes, on the implied move. Excuse me. Yeah.
We got someone dedicated enough to drop basically the same comment on both Twitter and YouTube, asking about if you guys can take a look at GLD or GC futures.
Yeah, we can take a look at GLD. I don't really trade gold, but we can still look and see if we got any flow on it. Gold is right in the exact same situation that we talked about with oil that we saw with equities a little bit ago. Very headline risk driven. Let's see what GLD's got for it.
Just kind of face value wise, what I'm seeing here, just kind of a lot of action on that 5-1, 443, 441. I wonder if they're related. Nope, doesn't look like it. It was just going to kind of guess there, but a lot of volume on this today. Just not a lot of clean volume where it's mostly at the ask or bid. This is pretty much a 50-50 split here. Let me put the premiums back on. How about that 5-1, 441? Again, another one where it's a lot of volume, but just not the cleanest flow. Again, about 50-50 mix between that bid and ask. Well, 30% counting that mid-fill there. I would kind of avoid something like that. The 0 DTE, God, I'm still not used to 0 DTEs on a Monday.
Dude, on everything.
Yeah,
like the Mag 7 has it. It's spicy.
It's everything. This could, I mean, you have 2,700 contracts coming in here, but again, just kind of a lot of previous volume to know if somebody's closing out or so on there. Yeah, just not a ton there. Maybe this 5-1, 441 put, this could be our best one here. You got a lot of volume, very minimal open interest, mostly at the ask. So let's just kind of take a peek here. And this is one that I would want to double check that open interest on.
Those sizes are pretty damn equal.
Yep.
Could be a double tap. Could be an oopsie. I need out of that now. That's an open interest weight.
You never know. Yeah, you never know. We'll take a peek at it and see, just for the fun of it. I mean, let's just see. So this is when it starts coming in here, pretty much. We're starting out at the bid here. IV's at that 26.59, so we're seeing that IV increase. Spot prices increasing here. I like to see that here. Spot prices continue to increase. A little drop in that IV there, but we recover here as well. Then let's see, 26.80. So okay, spot prices continuing to increase here. So it's a very interesting piece of flow. I would just want to double check that open interest tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, just kind of spotty too, where it's your spot price is up here significantly. Now it's at that 830. I mean, it's, the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. I like this middle section here more.
It
so
still
again,
feels BTO.
Yeah.
But again, we're down 1% on gold on the day too, and like I said, I get kind of shy with both commodities and precious metals. Maybe I'm a little gun shy from a few months ago when the whiplash was very real in both directions. I saw some like big name funds get their asses blown open by that, what, like 30% drop in one day. It's crazy shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty cautious there. That I keep my scalping limited to the MNQ, MES, and flow. I mostly just trade straight up stocks. I kind of tend to avoid ETFs as well, but personal preference, man. But hey, we are sitting at about 2 hour 40-minute mark. We're vibing. Had a really good active chat today, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring back Tucker I guess.
Ayo.
I guess. And I think we're going to send you guys into your day. This was a pretty good session. A lot of good scalps. An accidental, much bigger than wanted win. And really active chat, guys. Thanks for kicking it with us. Thanks for hanging out, making requests, talking some shit. We like that. Roast us all you want, man. Just expect to get some heat back in. Get some heat back in return.
We love shit.
We love shit. We just love shit.
Just can't
But let us know. You can tag me at NicholasFNS on Twitter. Let me know how you thought about the little segments. Started off with the pre-market reads, got into the trading of the open, Periscope levels, Periscope scalping, and then flow reviews. If you guys like the structure, we'll lock it in, man. But we'll be back again on Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, right here on the Unusual Whales Twix/YouTube. Until then, guys, thanks for kicking it. We're going to get the hell out of here. Have a great rest of your day.
See ya.
Have a great one.